Welcome to the Delicious Delights podcast. I'm here with Devin,
Hey.
and today we're going to be discussing some amazing stuff.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
So hold
All
on
right.
to your seat, and let's get moving.
And grooving.
All right, let's go.
I'm ready.
I don't know what I'm experiencing.
You're experiencing the double
Assyrian.
D's.
Yeah, you're actually our first guest, Assyrian.
Oh shit, okay.
The double D's.
Congratulations.
Kinda caught me by surprise. Thank you.
Well, I'm doing everything I can do to help you out.
Okay.
So,
Are you
go
ready
ahead,
for
Devin.
the biggest meme about this that we haven't talked about
Yes.
yet?
Yep.
Okay. My opinion is that if Twitch is going to do this exclusivity thing, they should really be doing full-time employees, right? Because telling a contractor, which is what we are, that they can't do that they can't be exclusive to a platform is illegal in the state of California. This has always been something that Twitch doesn't want to touch with a 10-foot pole. It is a spooky, scary thing because if I work for Twitch or I work on Twitch platform and I do a 50 to 60 hour thing, right, per week, at what point am I considered a full-time broadcaster and a full-time employee, right? So
Well, okay.
you would say never, but if they're going to put an exclusivity clause in my contract to work only for them and non-compete, then it starts to sound really weird, doesn't it?
Well, there's a fundamental difference, I think, between what you're considering work and I think how they handle it, which is licensing your content. So a similar thing might be to say, if I owned a website, which like photo stock or whatever,
Yeah.
and you could upload your photos and I would resell them. If I was the best one, I might have an agreement saying, hey, you can sell your stuff here, but it can only be sold here. So that would be a fine agreement. I don't think people would disagree with that. But if you think about it, it's not that different, right? So the only difference is you're live creating the content, which really isn't their problem. So essentially they're saying you can sell your content here on our site, but you can only sell it here. So the difference is, do people view this as actual labor or content being licensed to a specific platform versus another platform?
That's not how you have to think of it, okay? You have to think of it like you are a 1099 contractor. That's effectively what you are for Twitch. Do we disagree on that? That's literally how they pay you. They send you a 1099. So that's literally what you
I
are.
understand you get, there's no such thing as a 1099 contractor. You can be an independent contractor. A 1099 is just getting paid,
Yes,
not as an employee.
like
if for instance,
yes.
if I pay you, you might send a 1099. But so I still disagree on that. I don't.
How do you disagree that they send you a 1099? I don't understand.
No, I agree that they send you a 1099. I don't agree that you're a contractor, so to speak. I think that they're in their terms.
It's recognized by the government of the United States of America that if you are a 1099 employee, you are a contractor. And if you are a W-2 employee, you are a salary worker.
Hold on. There's other ways to get paid. If I sell you art, right? At the end, you can do. Hold on. Let me just refresh myself on 1099s because it's been a while. Okay. So before I say something
Pretty
wrong.
sure 1099 is independent contractor, right?
Yes.
But I'm trying to see if
That's
you
not
can
how
get
all
a
of them-
10. I'm trying to see if you can get a 1099 for something besides doing actual labor.
But
Oh, so here's a perfect example for you. This is how I knew you guys were wrong. God, I'm such a smart cat. All right. I own websites. These websites, I run ads. Do you know what I get at the end of the year from all the ad companies?
yeah, a 1099.
Am I an employee of the ad company?
No, you're holy shit.
I'm
We
not
can't
an
even get
independent
past
contractor because I'm not an independent contractor.
Well, hold on, what are you then? Okay,
If you
so
get
you're
a
not an employee, you're not
1099
an independent contractor. What are you?
There are different 1099 forms. The 1099 that Trish sends you is a contractor form.
What's the
Is it dash
designation at
K?
the end of it? That would be merchant card and third-party network payments.
What is it? 1099.
You tell me. You're the one who's gotten paid for this.
Have I? 1099K is what PayPal sends you? Oh, that's what Dan's talking about. Okay.
No, that's what you're talking. You
what's
said
the one
K.
that
I
Twitch
said
sends
nothing.
you?
I don't know. I've never been paid from Twitch before.
You never will at this rate.
Listen, don't be talking shit. All right, I am an outstanding entertainer and a very
Hold on,
handsome
I'm
man.
getting this information for you. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's just a raw 1099, which puts you in as an independent contractor. I don't know how you can see, like, okay, I see what you're trying to imply. You're like implying that because Twitch is paying for goods and services, then you're a 1099. This is like one of the calls I really wish I had my fiance on because she's a expert at this stuff. But I'm pretty sure as a okay, we know you're not an employee. You are getting paid by Twitch. So how are you not a contractor? How do you view it otherwise?
Well, am I a contractor of Google because I run Google ads?
In a way?
On a web.
Yes.
I don't think I am a contractor for them in any way. 1099, the only designation for that is it's just reporting to the IRS. I don't think there's any designation about someone doing work for someone. It's a designation, and there's different ways, like there's 1099 interest on a mortgage loan, shit like that. So we have to first distinguish what is the letter at the end of the 1099 that Twitch sends to you. That would be number one. And then the second thing is just being a 1099. A good example is what about if a 1099 can be sent to, I believe it can be sent to a corporation. It's not required, but it can. So obviously you can't have a company cannot be a worker in that sense if there's no actual person to it. So I think that kind of differentiates that as well.
Okay.
So, but I don't think 1099 needs some dude wage slaving it up like an Uber driver.
Okay,
I don't think that means that.
At Twitch, right? You are on their platform, and you are showing up on their platform, and the revenue of like your subscriber income and the stuff that Twitch pays for, right, goes to their platform. So this would be the equivalent of you trying to have a construction person building a house, right, and saying that you're 1099ing them because of the product they're making, not the house itself. Does that make sense? You wouldn't do that. They're an employee of the construction company in the same way that a person is an employee of Twitch.
Well, it depends on how they're doing it. I don't know the legalese of Twitch. Well, I don't know the legalese.
They send you a 1099 MISC? Are you sure? Hi, Vix. Do you know this answer? Vix knows this.
I'm saying at the end of the
Vix,
day...
I need your help. Dan's...
Apparently Wikipedia says, yeah, it's 1099 miscellaneous for independent contractor. Look specifically, though.
Okay, but what I'm saying is at the end of the day, they might treat it, okay, like a... they might treat it like, again, selling photos on Photostock or Photobooker. I forget the name of that goddamn huge photo site. Why can't I remember it right now? Yeah, like one of those things. Like that, you would get a 1099 MISC if all you did was upload photos every once in a while to that website and you got paid from them at the end of the year. You would get a 1099 MISC, the same thing. Now, could you say that you're an employee of them, even if you only spend 2 minutes a year uploading photos and the rest of the year you're just making money? Are you an employee of them?
You're not selling a product, you're selling a service.
You're selling a product. You're selling your content.
No, I'm selling my time, literally. This could be interpreted as a bunch of different ways.
People are not paying for your time. They're paying for your licensed video content. That's why all the agreements on Twitch don't mention anything about time. They mention about your content, and your content's up here, and your content has to conform to certain rules and all that stuff. I don't think there's anything in Twitch's legal stuff mentioning time. It's all specifically towards your content.
Vix, do you want to come on call and explain this? She'd understand this better than both of us.
Whoa, how would he... Wait, Vix?
That's my fiance. She literally runs an accounting business, and she does this all the time. She's
going to be biased.
No, she actually won't be. She'll tell me that I'm full of shit if I am, I promise.
All right, but let's just so we're clear. You're sleeping with the opposition, and I haven't slept with the Syrian legend.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude. Give me a sec, okay? Hang on.
All right, phone a friend. Stolen meme.
Oh, I thought I was just going to call you.
I'll just explain it here because I don't have any of my sound settings.
Can they hear you? I don't know.
If I use your microphone, they can hear me. Okay.
You have to talk like right into it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, they definitely can.
I can.
So here's how it works. If Twitch issues a payment out to a human person with a human name, like Bob Joe Bob, and if that payment is over $600 within a calendar year, they are legally obligated to send them a 1099. The end.
But that's not what we want to know.
I agree with that.
We want to know if we are considered independent contractors of Twitch or not.
That's a semantic argument.
Well, what happens when it's a legal argument?
Okay, so just because you give someone a 1099, does that make them a contractor? I don't think that does.
I agree.
Um,
I can't make this work for the cam.
an independent contractor.
There's no legal distinction. It's only a subjective distinction depending on...
It's subjective. According to the IRS, they only care about the fucking 1099.
Okay.
But independent contractor, when they use that term, they're basically distinguishing you from an employee. They're saying you're not an employee. Subcontractor can have other implications. Like, that means you're hiring someone else to do your job for you, and nobody knows it's happening, and you're kind of hiding it. But yeah, you are an independent contractor, but the IRS
doesn't care.
They care that you're not an employee.
But the Bureau of Labor, the Labor Bureau would care.
The Labor Bureau wants to make sure that you really aren't an employee. That you're not.
Okay, good. That's
not
what,
a
you
fake
understand
employee.
that, Dan? The labor. That's where I want to go.
And it's all state ran for that.
So what we're saying is, like, we can leave the 1099 meme out of it completely, and what we should focus on is God damn it. I know. Okay, hang on. Sorry. So someone is messaging me who I can't bring on the stream, and I wish I could. Okay.
Why?
Because I can't bring them on the stream. I know the mic is low because we're not talking right into it like this.
We can't even say the name either.
No, we can sort of.
He who shall not be named.
It's Voldemort. Yeah. Okay. So you understand that the 1099 thing doesn't matter. What matters is are we classified as employees subjectively by the Labor Bureau or not. You get that?
And you're not. By your California, the state of California, you are not an employee. You can work whatever hours you want.
That's what I disagree with. I would say that we're much closer to employees as Twitch broadcasters than we are.
Absolutely not. There are special rules for an employee. The IRS lists what the special rules are.
Yes, and we fit several of them. So I had this exact situation happen as we work over 40 hours a week. We have a place of residence. We have all those are requirements that they are.
No. So working the number of hours is irrelevant whether you're an employee or independent contractor.
This is the list. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show me. Which
one?
Because I'm familiar with the list. And by all means, I say you're an independent contractor.
All right, like we'll see. Does the individual take instructions from your management staff regarding when, where, and how the work is done? Absolutely.
No, absolutely not.
Yes, we do.
You can decide when to get up in the morning, when to turn on your computer, and when to stream, how many hours you want to stream, and what you're going to talk about. You are limited to follow their rules, but we are all limited to follow rules everywhere.
Okay, I'll give you it. Does the individual receive training from your company? We absolutely receive training from the company.
Are you required to do the training before you perform your job duties? No, you are not required to receive that training first.
I would say, okay, so... Yeah, I agree. Okay, so is the success or continuation of your business someone dependent on the type of service provided by the individual? What does that mean? Let's see. Somewhat dependent on the type of service provided by the individual. I don't understand that. Whatever. Must the individual personally perform the contractor's contracted services? Yep.
No, you can have like a midget come here and stream for you.
Dude, you're getting blown the fuck out, dude.
It's funnier that way, Devin. Mylixia. I don't know what the rules are.
She can't answer that because there is no answer to it.
Wait, what?
What other 1099 employees can? That's my ultimate meme that I'm trying to get to. Because even if I'm not going to ask her it yet, even if we get to the point where we're not considered full-time employees, the 1099 thing is even more important. If we're not an employee and we are a contractor, my point is even more relevant. I just haven't gotten there yet. I'm trying to figure that out first.
I'm not sure there's any real distinction of being a contractor at all. I mean, I'm a contractor in the same sense. Like, I think there might be some specific rules if you're an Uber driver or something like that, where those guys have some special rules. But I don't think that there's any difference between me receiving pay from an ad network at the end of the year and receiving a 1099 and Twitch 1099ing you. I don't think that makes either of us
Okay, listen to me.
into some distinction.
If you are going to ask for exclusivity on your platform or in any way, okay, that is something that you can only do to employees, full-time employees. That's my big meme.
Show
here,
me
okay?
Show me this law. I want
It's
to read
California law, my dude. Google it.
What am I supposed to? All right.
Literally
let's
Google
try to find-
exclusivity and like you can't do it, right? So if Twitch is asking for exclusivity across their platform for our content, that is something that they can only do if you're in a contract with them as an employee. But that is not how they're.
No, it's something they can do to new streamers.
They can't do it to any. It's not
Not
state
existing
legal.
ones.
It's not state legal. You can't ask exclusivity.
Yeah, you
For-
can. You can
and you
agree
can't-
To it. Any fool can agree.
No,
To that.
you can't. You cannot do it by state law in California, which is where their business is based. You literally cannot write exclusivity contracts in California. How do I know this? Because I wrote contracts in
Well, they don't
California
mean-
for
the
3 years.
exclusivity clause, does that just mean no other streaming platforms? It doesn't mean no other 1099s. No other 1099s wouldn't make any
I don't-
sense.
don't-
Like, the Charles Schwab is going to send you fucking 1099s.
I don't know what you're talking about. That has nothing to do with what we're saying. What I'm saying is if you are trying to contract your service to another company, okay, like Mixer or like YouTube, Twitch is saying I cannot do that. Do you see? So as a partner of Twitch, I am not allowed to put my content on those platforms. Except under like some exclusive stuff. Like I have to wait. I can't simulcast it. I have to wait 24 hours to put the content on it, but I can't do it live at the same time. So Twitch is exclusively licensing my content towards their platform, but I'm not an employee of Twitch.
But you probably agreed to some terms and services, right? That say.
Yeah, and my point is that clause is not enforceable in the state that they operate in business in.
But I don't think anyone's going to sue them.
Devin, I
agree.
think I see the issue here.
Yeah.
So
Anyways,
can she hear me or no?
No, she can't, but she's leaving anyway.
What do you want?
I don't know.
Oh, damn. Okay. The issue I think I see here is that I understand how this would work for Uber or Lyft or those guys, because those guys are given jobs to do. Like you say, hey, go bring this person here. You're on the clock, go bring this person here. I think the issue is with Twitch is that it's very much different than that. It's not like you come on and you're working. It's like you're pushing a new product to be sold. And yes, people can see it live, and I understand that, and it would feel like that. But I wonder if there's enough of a distinction about the fact that you would be licensing content and not working. Because you have to remember, again, you don't have to be live on Twitch, right? There's nothing in here saying that you have to be when you broadcast stuff. I could literally all day, every day, I could broadcast to Twitch home videos of my stuff. Would you agree with that? That I could do that? Never be on camera once?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So if I do that and I'm never there, why should I have the protections that you're talking about? And why is it not reasonable for Twitch to also say that they want an exclusive license over that content to only be there? So for instance, that can't happen with Uber. With Uber, you have to work. You have to go out there and do things from point A to point B. But
Okay,
on Twitch,
so let's use your example. Can Uber tell you that you cannot be on Lyft at the same time?
No,
No,
but
they can't do that. Why not?
because I think because in that case you are acting more so as an actual employee versus
Oh
them
man,
licensing
come on.
content
This
from
is
you.
a super gray area you're getting into now.
I don't
Like
necessarily think it is a gray area. I think it makes sense. They're treating you as a temp, almost a temp, like independent contractor where they need work on that extension versus, as opposed to on Twitch, they're buying content from you. Well,
they're
they're not
treating you
buying
as
content
a
from you.
temp?
I mean,
Wh-
it's a bad example to say temp, but when you're with Uber, they're kind of employing you when you say that you can work. I mean, the main difference between an independent contractor and an employee is employee has set hours and an expectation that certain things will be determined from the employer. So you'll get training, you'll have a set schedule, you'll have certain things that you have to do during that time, and there's all sorts of protections that go with being an employee. When you're not that, when you're below that, you are an independent contractor, and that means that you can come and go as you please, that you have certain guidance over doing tasks without doing things along those lines. All that shit. Now, the other thing I would say is on Twitch, maybe none of that applies because maybe on Twitch they're literally just licensing content and you have the option to go live if you want to, but they don't give a shit if you're live. I mean, don't be live. I don't give a fuck. Play fucking videos of your cat on repeat all day, every day. That's not our problem.
I don't
You
see
chose
how
to
like
be live.
whether it's like a home video of you or whether it's you is irrelevant. It's all content that you put on Twitch is not syndicatable to other platforms.
Yeah, but why is that not reasonable that you would license content to someone and say, hey, if you want to license
In
it
the
here, we want the
exact
exclusive
same
right.
way as it's not reasonable for someone that works for Uber to not be able to use Lyft at the same time. Because what you're literally doing is you are telling a contractor, or at least a non-employee, which I think we both agree with, that they are not able to use another service. Like, can you find me another example of another company that is telling their 1099 contractors that they cannot contract their service to another company?
Yeah, hold on. Let me check my email.
Your email.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna look for fucking 1099s that I've gotten. Okay, I have one here. I have a 1099 with a company called Solve Media. It's an ad network, okay, but what they do is they do captchas that are kind of ads, if you've ever seen that before. You know what I'm talking about? You ever had to complete a caption? It's like you had to watch an ad before you continued?
Yeah.
Okay, I have an exclusivity agreement with them, meaning I cannot go and use any other captcha on that site for a period of time while this is happening. Was that what you were looking for, or no?
No.
What are you looking for exactly?
I don't. Hang on.
Did you say that Destiny was messaging you before?
Yeah.
Oh. Hopefully he agrees with me. He's never messaging me. He must like you more than me. I'm more handsome, taller.
He has something with Jews, dude. You never know.
You think he's anti-Semitic?
He did talk to a lot of alt-writers. Maybe they swayed him.
Fuck. It's possible, dude. After so long hearing about how everyone hates Jews, you think he just like fucking turned the cheek and he's like, alright.
I literally am gonna message video game attorney. I just did.
No!
I'm doing it.
No!
Fuck you.
You can't bring up that
doing
guy's name in
it.
this community, dude. That's not how this works.
I'm literally DM'd him just now.
I think what Harkdan is saying is that to Twitch, you're not a fucking person. You're just sourcing content, and that's why they could see that. Like you're not a human being. All you are in their eyes is just content. So that's why they could have that like.
I'm bringing in the heavy hitter, man. If he's around.
Wait, you know this guy?
Yeah, what do you mean? What do you mean? Of course I know him. I was in eSports for 3 years.
Listen, I feel like I have an outstanding understanding of contract law.
Okay, well, I'm going to bring in the actual lawyer if that's all right.
You want to play some bets before he comes in? He's going to use some weasel words, though. He's not going to let me just say, you were right, Harkdan, and back the fuck out. I know this guy already. But I'm pretty confident.
He's gonna skirt the line, dude. He's gonna be looking.
He's gonna skirt
No,
the
no, no,
line.
he'll give you a
He's gonna
straight
say a
answer.
lot.
He'll give you a straight answer for sure.
No,
on this.
he won't. He's going to say a lot with saying nothing.
Yeah, I agree.
Fuck, I hate lawyers, dude.
I'm not
God
even sure
damn
I
it.
can get him. I'm going to see if I can. I need to load up Skype. Hold up, dudes.
Dude, it's fucking 3 in the morning Eastern.
That
I mean, I don't know. Is this guy like a neckbeard?
this is what part of this is esports did you not get? Do you think that we sleep?
I'm rooting for you, Harkdan.
Listen, you don't need to root for me. I have the superior head of hair.
He might not get back to me. Fuck. Okay. What we can do is we can schedule this
I don't.
for a time.
Where's Apple? Where's the?
You get your lawyers, I'll get my lawyers.
Listen, my lawyer has nothing to do with this.
You're not gonna bring.
I want you to bring
and
him
I'm not
anyway.
bringing. I'm not bringing any of my actual lawyers on. I see how that fucking call goes.
Actual lawyers.
Hey, James Epstein. Yeah, I need you to come on a live stream. And be like, yeah, sure, $450
At 3 in the morning.
Okay. And then it'll drone on for fucking 3 hours.
At
and then he'll do the
$500 an
research and
hour?
get back.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the plan. That was my. You already unveiled my plan. See, mine was free. I was just getting you to bring yours, so it cost you money.
I'm pretty sure I'm right. If that makes you feel better.
I'm pretty sure I'm right.
How could you be? The default is that you're wrong because they're doing it.
What?
Yeah. I think that's actually a reasonable thing. The default is that you're wrong because Twitch is currently having exclusivity agreements. Other companies currently have exclusivity agreements.
You
and they're
realize?
owned by Amazon.
Okay, I don't even know what to do with what you just said. Okay, do you realize that there are businesses, okay, out there in the world that do things that are unethical and maybe illegal, and maybe they haven't been caught for it yet, and maybe nobody's challenged them in court yet because they're tiny streamers and they're way too afraid to actually do that. Could that be a possibility? Or could it be, wow, since Twitch is operating completely above water, they're doing it, so it must be fine. What the fuck? That's like, if someone's genociding a small country, they're doing it, so it must be fine. You can't use that argument. That's a ridiculous argument.
I mean, that's not what I'm trying to say.
Where's my boy Ryan Morrison? Come on, buddy. Don't let me down.
What I'm trying to say is that I think it's clear that Twitch licenses content from people, that they don't employ you.
It doesn't matter if they employ you or not. It doesn't matter. The point is that exclusivity is not enforceable.
It is. Of course it is.
What is the law that says it's not enforceable? I'm curious.
I see guidance that you shouldn't, because I think the guidance is that by having exclusivity, it more so turns them into an employee. But I don't think there's a law saying that. Like, just like, for instance, there's a test. I actually went through this before in a lawsuit, not from me, but basically there's a certain prong test to determine if someone is an employee or an independent contractor, and things add to that weight as you do more and more things. So, for instance, like giving them training adds more weight, setting a schedule for them adds more weight, letting them use your tools adds more weight. Having a boss kind of oversee the project adds more weight, and it goes on along those lines, if that makes sense.
Okay. So your argument is, let me understand your argument. Your argument is that Twitch is able to tell anybody they want that they have to stream exclusively on their platform under their terms, and that's like totally fine. That's what you're saying.
I think it's probably legal. I think the law that you're thinking of, that you can't have exclusivity, I don't think that's a law. I think that that's a guideline where that's another prong where if you demand exclusivity, it's going to push them closer and closer and closer to crossing over to that employee threshold. I don't think that it's a thing like, if you're an independent contractor, you can't have exclusivity. I think you absolutely can. I think that just a lot of companies choose not to, and I think it's probably what your lawyer told you at the time when you were dealing with streamers or anything else at that point. You shouldn't demand exclusivity, because if you do that, it's probably likely that they might be able to argue that they were an employee of yours because you demanded exclusivity, you demanded that they did certain things at certain times. So it's like a scale where you have all these things you can and can't do, and you want as little things as possible on the scale. So Twitch might saying, hey, listen, we're licensing content, we're not really doing anything else. Let's demand exclusivity. We have enough stuff on the other side of the scale to still push us that these guys would not be determined to be an employee. That would be kind of my logic on that.
Okay, well then I think the only disagreement is in the sort of gray percentage that we think you are factored into being an employee, and I think it's more than you think it's less.
So someone linked in chat. Let me pull this up. There's a checklist.
I have it here.
Oh, okay. Did you pull it up then?
Yeah, hold up. That's the checklist if you want to be W-2 or 1099. Someone else sent me another one that's a 20-point checklist for independent contractors.
Okay, I'm looking at the one on the IRS website is probably where we should look. So it looks like there's a few things here. I can read this, I guess. To better determine how to properly classify a worker, consider these three categories: behavioral control, financial control, and relationship with the parties. So behavioral control, a worker is an employee when the business has the right to direct and control the work performed by the worker, even if that right is not exercised. Okay, so behavioral categories are the type of instruction given, such as where to work, yada. I don't have to read all these individual ones. Financial control. Does the business have a right to direct or control the financial and business aspects of the worker's job? For instance, significant investment in the equipment the worker uses in working for someone else. I don't think you could classify that here. Unreimbursed expenses. Independent contractors are more likely to incur unreimbursed expenses. Opportunity for profit or loss is often an indicator of an independent contractor. Services available to the market, yada, yada, yada. And relationship. The type of relationship depends on how the worker and business perceive their interaction with one another. Written contracts, which describe the relationship the parties intend to create. Although a contract stating the worker is an employee or an independent contractor is not sufficient to determine the worker's status, benefits, you have none. The permanency of the relationship, there is no permanency. Services provided are key. So I think most of these things, at the very least, would seem like you would not be an employee. I think the only thing that you could kind of point to, maybe, is that Twitch, again, once you get past a certain threshold, if you want to sign this, and they don't force you to sign it because you can use their product as an affiliate or not as an affiliate, just as a regular, but if you want to sign into this stuff, that they require exclusivity and a tit for tat. I don't think that makes you... Let's take a step back. Even if you're an independent contractor, it doesn't matter. There isn't the law that I could find that says that you can't have an exclusivity agreement. I think it's just a litmus test or a barometer of how close you're to being an employee. Does that make sense? Unless you can find the law.
It does. It just doesn't matter. None of this matters. I'm wrong, but not for any of the reasons you stated. Because, whether you're an employer or a contractor doesn't make any fucking difference. The only thing I was ever trying to say was that I thought that the exclusivity, i.e. basically a non-compete, is unenforceable in the state that Twitch works in. But someone linked me something here that said that the unenforceability only applies to limitations after an employment relationship. So regardless of the status of being a contractor or an employee, my argument doesn't stand anyway, and I have to stand down. So I'm wrong.
No, but I don't think you're wrong on an important part, and that is if you're dealing with people, you probably don't want, in some certain sense, an exclusivity agreement, because I think that might push them over from being an independent contractor to an employee. And I'm almost positive that's probably what your attorney told you at the time when you were dealing with CLG people and like, listen, you don't want this exclusivity agreement. And you're like, why? And you're like, you do, maybe you thought he said illegal, but, really what he was saying is if you do this, they would be an employee and you would be paying them as an independent contractor, and that would be illegal. So maybe that's what he meant.
No. So again, I'm going to say this again, okay? Like one sentence. The only thing I'm concerned about is non-compete and exclusivity being enforceable or not. Do you understand? So I don't care at all if about being a contractor, being an employer, or whatever, because non-exclusivity applies either way in California. But if the California law is that non-compete agreements prevent employees after the fact, right, then that's something. So if you say so if Twitch said, okay, you can't stream on any other platform for 30 days after you drop being a partner, right? That's not enforceable. What I thought was Twitch saying you can't stream on another platform is not enforceable. I'm saying that's wrong. I've been proven that's wrong by someone showing me an article, and now I accept that what Twitch is doing in their contracts is legal. I just don't like it.
Well, yeah, I don't think it's good behavior, honestly. I still look, the whole idea, and people meme about it, but like the union stuff, I think it's hard to do, but I do think that you could sell it, but you have to sell it in a way that would be very similar, not to the kind of meme shit we were talking about before, like if this guy gets banned without actual cause, we all strike. I think it would have to be more similar to like civilian oversight boards that deal with police. Have you ever heard of those things before?
No.
So basically, in some counties or towns or whatever, there's civilian review boards that deal with the police, and they get certain access and they can make certain gripes, and some of it's non-binding.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, what it is it's a overall group that is supposed to represent the public in those types of matters, and sometimes they have deeper access, and they have they're an advocate for the public on these issues. And the thought was maybe something like that could work well for streamers as a quasi-union type of thing. So you get a bunch of people to opt into this type of, I don't want to say arbitration, but a mediation system where if something happens, you have a large collective of people, and you have this group which is able to kind of arbitrate or handle that type of dispute. Because I do think something like this, obviously Twitch would like to stay away from this type of thing, but as people are making income off of it, I do think that there needs to be a nonpartisan review of disputes that come up. And I don't see how they can get out of having that happen. And I think that would be something that they would be very hard to push away if it was suggested to them.
Well, they can just have you waive arbitration or do it through jams, right?
No, I don't mean actual arbitration. So what I mean is this. So let's say today, tomorrow on the top of our Twitch or whatever live stream fails, it's, major streamers just created a Twitch advocacy group. And the whole point of this thing is it's a non-binding review of issues that streamers have, right? So for instance, an example would be like there would be a leadership team of it, right? So maybe there would be like 4 or 5 non-biased streamers that ran this mediation between Twitch employees, right? So, and you would opt into this. So this is a perfect thing to say. So let's say it's me, you, and Destiny, and we're the people who run this non-biased review board, right?
Yeah.
And then people opt into this type of thing. So you would have to actually opt into it if you were a streamer. So maybe you would, sign in with Twitch or something like that and say, hey, I'm a streamer. Yeah, I want you guys to represent me if I have an issue. Okay. Yada, yada, yada. So let's say 6 months down the line, fucking Assyrian legend gets a 30-day ban because he said, I don't like raccoons, and someone thought that was racist, and he had that ban. And he says, guys, I want you to handle this for me. I think this was unfair. It's affecting my stuff. What we would do, and what we would have the permission of Assyrian legend to do, is to communicate directly with the Twitch people who make these decisions and lay out the facts of his case and argue his case for him in a format that he would not necessarily have. Now, all of this would kind of be, we wouldn't have any direct control. People at Twitch could basically say, you know what, go fuck yourself, we're doing it anyways. But the whole idea is that because this is nonpartisan, we can then put this out there. Hey, these guys aren't really abiding by this. They're just telling to go or fuck ourselves, and it looks really bad for them. So essentially, it's like a public relations thing for Twitch to have this going, because now there's a non-biased group that represents the interest of streamers. And it's good for the streamers because there's someone, basically it's a jury of your peers, which are saying, you know what, dude, Assyrian, you knew goddamn well what you meant when you called that guy a raccoon. And all of us, we watched the evidence, we went through the VOD, we saw what was happening, we talked to the people at Twitch, and we're all concurrent, and we think the 30-day ban was acceptable. That, I think, could have a lot of merit, because it doesn't necessarily require someone like SodaPoppin to stop streaming for 2 weeks because Assyrian gets banned because he's in the union. I think that that's too extreme, and I don't think people like that would follow through with it as well.
So just to clarify, like what you're saying that you want or you think that it would be more fair to have a third party arbiter for situations on Twitch instead of just Twitch being the judge, jury, and executioner?
Exactly.
Yeah,
And I
okay.
think that that's something that Twitch might actually agree to as well.
I think the situation where Twitch agrees to that is a situation where they have no other choice but to agree to it.
Yeah, but having no other choice could just mean a good amount of pressure on...
That's what I mean. Yeah, it means like 4 streamers are like, hey, we're not streaming until we have this going on.
I don't necessarily think that you would have to do it to that level, and I don't think you could get it to that level either. I think there's zero chance you're going to get any ninja or any of these massive guys that you would need to catch
they
their
don't care.
attention
Yeah,
saying that. But you could certainly get them to tweet out their support and then have a web page saying, like, here are all the people that think this is a good idea. That's another way of adding pressure without actually having any actual real pain from them. So, for instance, you could get a tweet from Ninja, possibly, or Soda Poppin, or all these other big streamers saying, I think this is a great idea. Twitch, please implement this. And you could collect them all onto a web page and then shove it to Twitch and say, listen, let's get this going. And I think that would have merit. And I think that that would be a net good for streamers to be judged by a collective peer and also to have more straightforward guidelines with how this stuff works. Now, let me ask you this. This 90-day thing, just as an example here, because this is a great example, this 90-day, if you don't get banned, it gets reset. Is that written down anywhere, or is that just fucking anecdotes on anecdotes, or some partner manager said it once, but it's not written down anywhere? Like, is this real or not?
I don't know.
See, that's a fucking problem that needs to be solved. Right? That's not okay.
Yeah.
Because even, like, imagine Destiny's partner manager or whatever the fuck was said, hey, listen, if you don't get fucked for 90 days, your ban gets reset. Why is that not public guidance, right? Why is that not the type of thing that we can count on and understand and have written down somewhere? And that stuff should be.
That's intentional, though. You don't think Twitch is intentionally making sure that...
Oh, for sure it's intentional. But they're getting to the point now where you can call them out on it. And again, this comes down to the point, when I ran a site that was large, right? And just to be clear, we were bigger than Justin TV in their prime when we were doing this stuff as far as concurrent users. We would pull the same shit, absolutely, because you're doing what's best for your business. What I'm saying now is Twitch is at a point where you can force them into it. For sure you can force them into it. There's competition coming from all directions, and you have a few pain points that you can... There's a reason that police agree to a civilian oversight board. They don't have to. The stuff is non-binding, but they agree to it anyways. Why? This is where you say because they want to put on a good public face that, hey, listen, yeah, we're cooperating with the public. We agree that we should have these issues, should have some sort of public arbitrator for it. I understand that civilian boards are literally useless, but the idea is that we're not dealing with the fucking cops here. We're dealing with Twitch, and this is much more straightforward. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, a civilian review board for fucking police officer shit, yeah, that typically doesn't get much shit done. I don't disagree with you. I think they're almost completely useless in that front, but I think the concept works better for what we're talking about here if we can make it work. If someone's represented by this collective or whatever it is, and there's a problem, I think that you should be able to arbitrate that and have... in certain issues, it's almost like, dare I say, it's like the Supreme Court, where this thing can choose to select certain issues instead of every single fucking ban, right? So you can imagine that you would like appeal your ban to us. We'd say, hey, listen, I got banned. Will you guys do this? And then we look at it quickly, and we can determine if we think that it has legs. Like when we look at it, is this so far off base with what we think is realistic? So for instance, if Syrian said raccoon and he got a 30-day ban, okay. That seems wrong, right? We go and we check the VOD. It actually does seem wrong. Like he was getting mass reported. That's not okay. So we take the cause. But it could go the other way very quickly. He submits his claim to us. He's like, okay, this is obviously bullshit. He's been banned twice before. Yeah, that makes sense. And then you don't take it. You don't take it to the review board. So it's not you take every single claim to Twitch. You take the ones that we feel have initially merit. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So I think that could be valuable. I think people would opt into that. I think that would be something good to have happen. And I also think it's something that Twitch probably doesn't want to have happen, but would be okay if it did exist.
Yes. I agree.
Any thoughts of your own, or you're just gonna leech off of me, Devin? Come on, put something out there. Put some meat
Well,
on the
I
bone,
just got
dude.
tag teamed by my own fiance and you on these issues.
That's how we
so-
like it. That they
I
call that
didn't
they
even
call
have
that
to
the
come
spit
in.
roast.
So here's what I'm realizing. Okay, you want unique content from Mylixia? All right, I need to be the champion of the people. I have to take this on. This is my cross to bear. If either I'm gonna do this or no one's gonna do it, I gotta take it up and lead the revolution against the Twitch headquarters office. Marching with
Well,
all of our mid-range 100 concurrent streamers, and we come and say, we won't take it anymore. We're going to do a streamers union. And then they'll be like, go fuck yourself. We'll be like, oh, okay. Then we'll all go home. And that's basically what TwitchCon is.
I think that you could make it happen.
I don't think anything Twitch is doing is like necessarily like illegal or something. Just like whether or not like if it's like they're still like they're doing if it's exaggerated like in Destiny's case, like what would you say? Like he shouldn't have caught a 30-day. Well, they could say this is our TO.
I'm going to TwitchCon, and I'm not going to eat until they fix their contracts.
Yeah. Well, like Destiny's situation is very unique because, like, I mean,
but
I
I
don't
think
wanna-
most of the situations are like this. I don't like.
You think most situations?
I think
are like this?
anything you do, they just reflect back to their TOS. Like this is their TOS. This is how he infracted on the TOS. This is why he caught the ban.
Yeah, it was zero consistency, and we know that, and you're never going to solve that consistency. So the better issue of what you can do. The problem is, let's say in Destiny's case, he said he dropped the F-bomb. I mean, obviously there's another thing where you can't compare, but the F-bomb, and he caught a 30-day ban. If he writes into us and says, hey, I got banned, I said the F-bomb, I want you guys to represent us. And by the way, look at all these partner streams that say the same word, and there's never been any guideline that this isn't okay. What do we do in that circumstance, Devin? Right? So what about if he writes in and he shows us clips of Ninja and all these other big guys dropping the exact same word with zero implication or zero repercussions there? Do we say, okay, we're gonna go and approach Twitch and try to get clarity on why you're getting banned and other people aren't? Because Twitch is gonna just tell you to go fuck yourself. Right? They're going to say, yeah, we're not banning Ninja. No fucking shit. He can tell, a whole entire continent to go kill himself, and we're okay with that. And nothing's going to change that. And that's a big problem I think that Twitch has, is there's always going to be different rules for the stars of that platform versus a small fry. Right? Like the day where they permanently ban a Dr. Disrespect or a fucking Ninja is few and far in between. Sure, those guys might catch a one-day ban a few times to make the community appeased with their actions, but it sure as shit is never going to be anything like what happens to Destiny. Never. And I don't think the whole, but he got away with it appeal is going to work, but it's so glaring in public. How do you deal with that?
It's kind of true because they did just nuke Mo, right? And I don't think Mo had many fucking bans prior to his indefinite one, so.
Did he? I have no idea. And apparently he got a 30
I
day.
heard he only
Mo
had-
got indefinitely banned. No, there's no way. He must have got a
That's
30
what I
day,
heard
right?
was indefinite unless they just updated it. to
What?
30 day. Last I
My
heard.
dude, let's look that up. Can we go to? Hang on.
Someone in my chat earlier said he recently posted that he got a 30 day. After he tweeted later,
Okay.
they said he got a 30 day.
Because I think on his initial tweet he said it was
At the
indefinite.
top of Twitch of livestream fail is Mo TV indefinitely banned.
Go to his Twitter.
Okay. It's indefinite. Wow.
Go down, see if it changes. If he adds later to that. Look at his tweets and replies. Go to his main Twitter thing and go to tweets
I'm
and
there,
replies.
my man.
No, you're looking.
I'm looking at his
Yeah,
Twitter
no, he
right
tweeted,
now.
He says, "Why the hell am I doing a 30-day ban?" as
Based
my
on the
first
review of
record is
community
so
reports
long
of your activity and content, hateful conduct, indefinite suspension from accessing or using Twitch services. I mean, we'll check to see if it's a renegotiation.
His second from top tweet.
You see
He
second
clarifies for 30.
second from top. Oh, on his Twitter.
Yeah, on his Twitter.
Yeah, I see it. This is my last post on this. As I promised my wife I'd enjoy my vacation. In the same email from Twitch, they state that the first and second strike will result in a 24-hour ban. Why the hell am I doing a 30-day ban as my first strike for this? That's it. I'm done.
But I see. Wait, what? For community guideline strikes, but he had, okay, so this is an important distinction, right? there are different types of infractions on Twitch, and the huge one that they are really concerned about is the hateful conduct one, right? The hateful conduct one is the one that Destiny fell under. That's my understanding of that is that's an indefinite ban for non-partners and a 30-day ban for partners. But it would also make sense that they enforce this across the line evenly, like they did with Destiny, right? They wouldn't have permanently banned Mo, and then banned. People are telling me it's 30 days. On the chat, it's 30. It got me through. Go next tweets. He updated. It's 30 days later. Okay, yeah. So, I guess that he renegotiated and it was a 30-day ban. So it's a 30-day ban.
I mean, the fact that you tell the guy initially that it was indefinite is still fucking crazy to me, dude. Well,
Yeah, it is.
You don't have your shit sorted out. You don't know whether or not your career's dead or not.
So the thing is that in situations like MoTVs, right? Like I saw the clip that was posted to livestream fail that probably ended up in him getting banned. And I mean, like I would absolutely qualify that as hateful conduct, 100%, right? So I don't know. I don't know if I want to take the stance. I need to think more about this, but I don't know if I want to take the stance that Twitch shouldn't have rules that are like this. Because if I guess like neither of us, Dan, you probably don't want to take that stance either. The only stance that we want to take is that we want consistent enforcement. Is that right?
You're never gonna get that though.
I agree.
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. But there's a difference between okay, yeah. But
well, let me ask you this way:
wait.
what do you think the chances are that if Ninja dropped the F-bomb, he'd be banned for 30
0.
days?
But here's the thing. That you can't expect consistent enforcement, but that in of itself is not a reason to fight for it. Because if you lose the voice on that side, then it goes all the way to like subjective La La Land. Do you see what I'm saying?
Sure. But that's where we're at right now, though.
Yeah, because there's no voice. So what I'm saying is like, as long as people are talking about this issue, and as long as people are bringing up this issue as an issue, and then they're bringing it to Twitch, we're never going to get to the promised land where we are on a totally consistent basis of enforcement. But as that discussion is ongoing, that's a good thing.
I'm just not sure the best way to get to that point.
The best way to get to that point is discussion.
Sure. I mean, the whole idea of a union or anything,
I also think that the vast majority of broadcasters never actually hit this problem. And so if you take someone like Ninja, right? Ninja has committed to not even just not doing hateful conduct, but he doesn't even curse at all.
Really?
Yeah, he just recently he's tried to move his platform to like a more family friendly thing.
Dr. Disrespect had said some shady shit. I don't know if he caught a ban for it. Right?
Do you think that his stuff would qualify as hateful conduct? I don't watch enough of his content.
I think so, because I think it was like he was getting streamed.
Chat, can we get some backup on that? Do you guys think that Dr. Disrespect posts like the hateful content type memes?
Not right now, but I remember like a few months back he was going pretty fucking hard at it. I don't know.
Well, he did that whole Chinese impression thing, right?
Regardless if it doesn't matter if it's a character, Big Smelly Monkey. It matters if it only matters like the content itself.
How does nobody remember this? It was a couple months back where he was telling like this doxer like dox this guy because somebody was like hacking or stream sniping. He was like dox this guy.
Oh, he did like this. I guess this like he made fun of like Asian people. I do remember that. Yeah.
People are saying something Tyler 1. I don't know what Tyler 1 has done. Do you guys know Tyler 1?
I don't remember. I don't watch him.
Pro CS:GO players have unionized. Why can't streamers do it? We can, but the difference is that Pro CS:GO players had a central person who was like championing and advocating that, and I don't think streamers do. So if you had like in the CS:GO community, because I was involved in this, and I don't know how much I want to talk about like the background stuff of what happened there, but I'll tell you like there was like one or two people, really two people that like pushed against the eSports teams. And we're like, we want CSGO players to unionize, and this is going to happen. And they got the support of a lot of the CSGO players. Also in CSGO, everybody in the CSGO scene is basically in one chat room. So like all of the players and all of the coaches and everybody are in like one chat room. So it's super easy to contact like all of those people as a group and go in there and be like, hey, I've got this thing going on. But when you look at something like streamers are kind of spread out all over the place. There isn't like a sort of voice of the streamers, a sort of influencer of influencers per se, a person that could like sort of represent streamers as a kind of large group. That doesn't exist in the same way. About the closest thing that there would be like Cevatus, the people that own like so my friend Cevatus, Matt, he owns Nerd Fusion, the big content creation company. I know like any of the leaders of like Loaded GG and stuff like that. But for the most case, like they're kind of like running their own businesses and more incentivized for other things. I think Cevatus might be a person who could make a case against that. I don't know. It's a really interesting concept. Destiny can be that person. I really don't think so.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, this would have to be a person who.
This has to be a good boy.
Yeah, I don't have a better way to say it, but like it has to be a person who speaks like Dan and I do. It has to be a person that has like a sort of like shoot. So in Shadowrun, this is my favorite universe, like the D&D version of Shadowrun. There are different like dialects you can use to talk to people. So you can use like street thug and you can use like corporate. You need someone that speaks the corporate dialect. Okay, that's what I would say.
Yeah, it makes sense. Man.
Devin, do you think you can get clarification whether or not after 90 days or your ban's on cooldown, or do you think that's intentionally a gray area too?
Well, we just have to go to the Twitch terms of service and look for it.
It's not in there.
Yeah.
Well, then it's not there. Because it's not in the partner contract.
So would you not count on that existing then? So what about if Destiny was told from someone? I mean, I know he said this. He said it explicitly.
Well,
if you don't get that we remember he said there's a 90-day cooldown for something. Does that not exist or does it fucking exist?
I remember he said on stream, but
like, where's this grace period come from?
For those of you that are just joining, we are talking about we're basically talking about Twitch and being a broadcaster on Twitch, and the context is bans and kind of like the sort of like legal implications, and also we're talking a lot about Twitch enforcement.
So I haven't seen anything as far as the 90-day thing, but someone's saying that Forsen talks about it a lot as well.
I wouldn't take.
So here's what it probably is. So Twitch has a internal set of guidelines and an external set of guidelines. I don't think this is in the external toss, but it's one of the guidelines that the partnerships team probably goes by.
That they can or cannot follow at their whim.
Sort of. They have oversight to not if they. So that's like a big thing, right? So like the way that the partnerships department is like signed up is like you have partnership managers who manage certain streamers, and then above those you have heads of partnership, right? So there's heads of partnership for eSports, there's heads of partnership for like sponsors and things like that. So there's many different kinds of partners. Typically for broadcasters who are partners of like my size, we'll just get like a like partnership manager who's like on the like lower level, right? And then those people will be accountable to a higher level person. And if a streamer is smart, though 99% of the time they're not, they can request that gets raised up to the head of partnerships for that division if they think it's unfair. So in the case of one of our mutual acquaintances, it wasn't Destiny, but another streamer, he was having a situation with a partnership manager where he felt that he was being treated unfairly, and he was able to escalate that. But that's based on their internal rules, not the external ones. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I just think there's certainly a lot of unknown rules when it comes to this stuff, and clarification there will probably be very good, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. Let's quick. I want to talk about something unless you want to keep going on this.
I just want to say that my position, and the interesting thing is like the more that I've talked about this, especially in the context of like Destiny and like and like other people, the more that I realize that I think this actually affects a very small minority of streamers.
The bad boys.
Yeah, I don't think that the vast majority of people ever need to worry about this as broadcasters, because when I went through the community guidelines for my broadcast, I was like, man, like everything, all this is fine. I never break these rules, right? And then I look at like a lot of the really big broadcasters, like your Lyrics and like your and like people like that, and like they'll say some of those words like here and there, but they won't say like the really big red flag words. They'll say like the A word, they'll say like the R word, right? And they won't like drop like hard N or like those words. I feel like the people that Twitch is banning...
Ninja did the N, but not the hard ER, but the soft A.
Yeah.
I think you could also make the argument that right now you're probably right about that, but as time goes on, it's probably going to affect more and more people because the rules are just going to get more and more crazy.
We don't know that. That's not
yeah, sure, but it's a speculation.
That's been the trend so far, but so I'm tempted to like, here's the real, I just want to speak my mind on this real quick before we move on to another topic. Like, I hate to say this because Steven is a really good friend of mine and I really like him as a person. And the caveat that's coming up is like, I do understand what Twitch is doing with that ban. I think a 30-day ban is pretty excessive. But what's happening here is Twitch is trying to create a certain feel when you go onto the website and you engage. What they're trying to do is they're trying to create a feeling in the chat experience and the stream experience that you get. And when you look at other platforms like YouTube, right? You don't have that experience. If you go into a YouTube chat, it's a shit show. It's like just everything, like all kinds of racist comments, all kinds of stuff, because it's totally unmoderated. So Twitch is trying to create a sort of collective feel to how Twitch should feel. And the easiest way that they can communicate that is by enforcing that on their most extreme cases. So if they're enforcing that policy on their most extreme cases of people that are actually saying this and being really toxic, that brings everyone else into the middle, even people like me, where I might sometimes drop the R word just because I don't think about it. Now I won't, even though the subject of my content is quite obviously like very positive and like very like, you watch like my stream like almost 99% of the time, I'm like super positive and I'm like bringing that to the table. When people say that Ninja, because that's a lot of you in chat that are saying this, Ninja dropped the N-A word, right? That's not the focus of Ninja's content. He might have had a slip up like that, but Ninja generally posts family-friendly, awesome Fortnite plays that are not like skirting the line or the edge in any way. He may have had a slip up, but I think Twitch takes that context into account, and this is one of the reasons why they keep these things deliberately subjective.
A heated gaming moment.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. Yeah, it's just, at what point... So in that case, I guess it's the whole Cuban comment for Destiny that pushed him over then, instead of the heated gaming moment?
The heated gaming moment, and also I think what was most important for Destiny was the context in which he delivered the comment, okay? So even if you're saying something like that in jest, you are... And I know I think I'm gonna catch a lot of hell for this because I'm like taking a really contrary opinion, but I'm gonna go with it because it's how I feel. The context of what Destiny said, I think, falls out of line with the way that Twitch wants their broadcasters and their community to be perceived. And if you have a bunch of people joking about stuff like that, you very quickly get a slippery slope down to the greatest bottom denominator, right? And I understand. And again, my kind of my stance on this is we've talked about this for hours and hours and gone over the toss and like tried to figure this out and listened to chat. Is like I can see why they are closing the gaps to ban people in these directions to create this sort of ideal community that they want to. And communicate through their bans. I just think that the enforcement of that is very harsh. These 30-day bans, 30 days is like killer to someone's career. If he wasn't Destiny, if he didn't have a website with a like a really popular live chat that goes on all the time and like have like a very dedicated brand, 30 days would practically be the end of his career.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, so for instance, right now, what do you think should be happening? Let's say that right now you're like, that's totally, you know, AU or RET, what, you know, all these, like, can you not say like autistic or retarded? I don't even know what this is. But if you
can't
say
say
that
that.
and you really, if you drop it in an aggressive way right now, like, do you think that's fair for you to get like banned off just like right now?
I do,
is it-
and I think it's fair because of what Twitch is trying to create for the community. And I'm also, I'm leaving out a big meme here, which like in the context of what we usually talk about, Dan, we should probably cover, which is that a huge reason they're doing this is probably because of their advertisers, right? So in YouTube's case, if we think about all of the changes that they've made to the platform in the last 6 months, because their advertisers have been unwilling to support certain channels, they will do everything in their power to get advertisers onto Twitch and have those advertisers convince those advertisers that their content is conducive to supporting their brand. So for people that don't know, and this is my background on this is since when I was CEO of CLG, the majority of my time was spent in sales talking to sponsorship to sponsors, and I also worked directly with Twitch to try to sell package deals for my streamers as well as like as well as our esports team. And one of the major value adds that we had as an esports team was our broadcasters and our brand. The biggest problem that you have when discussing these kind of issues with sponsors is first education. So you have to explain what Twitch is. You have to explain how their brand is going to interact with it, right? And normally you're explaining this to 65 to 70 year not that old. They're like 55 to 60-year-old executives who are like, "Ooh, there's guns." I don't know. So like I've been in like the Death Star meetings with like 30 Burger King dudes who are like, "We are not going to support CS:GO because it says terrorist," right? And so the CS:GO league, the E-League, had some huge sales problems. They immediately got knocked back because they couldn't sell E-League to a huge number of sponsors simply because they didn't want that association, right? So the way that the sponsor views Twitch is really important. And that's a macro idea. If CNN and Fox News and all these guys start saying this is a video game platform promoting violence and video games and everything
I
like
don't
that.
disagree with that, but like how much real revenue do we think is being brought in from ad deals on Twitch right now as opposed to subscription revenue? I'm sure it's a lot, but I don't,
Ad
how
revenue
much?
far exceeds it. I promise. I'm
You know,
not, I'm like going off of numbers I know. I'm not guessing.
One quick question also is someone in my chat mentioned this. What happens with the people who are subscribed to Destiny for 30 days?
So we were looking into that. Apparently it freezes for the duration of the 30 days and then continues as normal. He doesn't like lose his subs. He might also make the income from the subs that are currently subscribed as well. I don't know if he loses income for sure or not. We don't have a solid answer on that.
Free sub. Poggers.
I'm pretty sure that the person is probably still charged, no matter what. It's just a question of whether Destiny gets it. Okay, so the point that I wanted to make was that it's really, really important to Twitch to be viewed properly by sponsors in a certain way.
Does he have his income then or no then?
We don't know. I would assume so, though.
So nothing's going to change shekel-wise for him?
Well, he doesn't get live donations, doesn't get ad revenue for that month, doesn't get additional subscriptions. I mean, it's a significant blow to his revenue, right?
I want to talk about the potential for Destiny to have that first mover advantage, being one of the biggest streamers on YouTube.
Dun. Okay, but Stay Hydration bot tells me that I need to drink water, so that's what I'm gonna do now, and then you can set it up, okay?
Okay.
Because I've been talking a hell of a lot. All right, Stay Hydration bot, I'm coming.
Why are you so fucking weird, Devin? I don't get all that shit, Assyrian. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna actually, when this guy gets back, we're asking him about microwaves. He says he doesn't believe in them. That's the first thing we're doing.
What?
In microwaves.
Believing in what? Like health shit or?
We're gonna find out. We need to know how
He
serious we
doesn't
should
think
take
it
him.
warms up your food.
Well, up until recently, I think he's I don't know. We're gonna find out. It's gonna be some good answers in here. I think up until recently, Rocks had feelings, so I'm expecting some good memes.
Oh shit.
I like this guy. He's like the anti-Dan somehow.
It's free content, dude. You don't even have to work for it.
I know,
Just
dude.
live
You
it
should
on
have seen how
stream.
hard I had to work last night for my content. Holy shit. We were going out to like random Russian Twitch streamers and donating video of the Shekels video and getting them to play it. And dude, there were some really mean women saying some things. One of them said that it was scary.
She finds Russian scary? Wait,
Oh,
is that bannable?
Wait, what? No, why would it be bannable? It's just me in a cat suit.
Yeah, and she said scary, right? I feel like
Yeah, she says, "Oh yeah, that's
under the
degrading another
TOS.
Twitch
I'm
streamer."
pretty sure if I read through the TOS somewhere, there's that's ban-worthy somewhere.
Can we get the clip of that in chat so I can show that to Assyrian? We can pull it up on screen. I need all the quicks, the clips. Let me get the one from Rogue, and let me get the one from the
I got some
Korean
grapes
chick.
too.
While we're pulling up this clip, Devin,
Yeah.
Can you tell us your view on microwaves?
No, I don't believe in them.
You are fucking kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. I don't believe in them.
Can you elaborate on that? What do you mean believe in them?
There is no elaboration. That is the necessary explanation.
So you like not believe it warms your food, or that you don't believe it's healthy? What do you mean?
Did I just ruin my fast? No, I'm in my period. I'm in my eating period. I don't eat after this. I've got like 15 minutes left, and then I don't eat until 10 p.m. tomorrow. I'm going paddleboarding tomorrow, boys.
Listen to me, Devin. We deserve
okay,
an
I'm
answer.
listening.
What do you not believe about in a microwave? When you say you don't believe in it, you have to elaborate a little bit more.
I've said enough.
No, you haven't. What part of it do you not believe in?
I don't understand. I don't believe in microwaves.
That's almost as vague as.
Do you believe in the flying spaghetti monster?
No.
Yeah, I don't believe in
I
microwaves.
mean, I believe that it's a creation of someone, but I don't believe there's a actual living flying spaghetti monster going around somewhere. No.
In the same way, I don't believe in microwaves.
I think there's a difference.
That's up to you. I mean, that's your belief. Okay.
I can't believe that Destiny chooses to message you over these things and not me. The guy who won't elaborate, that doesn't believe
We
in
talk about
microwaves.
microwaves every day.
I'm okay. That says a lot more about him than it says about me. I'm okay with that, Assyrian. You know what I mean? That's fine. I'm good with this. That's fine.
We talk about microwaves every day.
I don't think I've spoken about a microwave before. This is new to me.
No,
This
not
may
you,
be
me and
old news
Destiny.
to
We
you.
talk alone about microwaves on a call every day.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll leave the conversation. Let me ask you this.
Yes.
If you're visiting me and I have a microwave, are you the type of guy who's going to unplug it?
Throw it out.
You'll throw it out?
You throw it out. I make you do it.
You don't? Do you have a microwave in your house?
Absolutely not. I never have. For the last 20 years.
I think he thinks they're unhealthy. But
Yeah, is that
he
it?
can
Do you
also
think like the
make
radiation
business.
hurts you?
I don't believe in microwaves. Why is this so hard to understand?
Well, I guess in the scope of crazy shit that's come out of your mouth, I don't think this one takes the cake. So I
think the
guess
Rock
it's
one is
okay.
still- yeah.
Yeah, but he came back off of the rocks have feelings.
No,
thing,
now I'm
though.
just not sure. Before I was sure, but now I'm just not sure. I'm like 50-50 on Rock's having feelings now. Actually, like the further away I get from the proximity of that conversation with Destiny, the more Rock seemed to have feelings again. I need
That
to
seems
post.
about right.
I need to post that one on video on YouTube, and see if what I think again.
You have to post the video to see what you think.
Dan's microwave got destroyed in that debate.
I have a really nice microwave. I think you'd like it a lot.
I like your fridge.
I went on Amazon and I bought the most delicious looking microwave that I could find.
The Rocksap
Yes, sir.
feeling meme is in regards to universal consciousness. I was trying to make an argument for universal consciousness to Destiny, but it didn't go well.
You guys are something else. All you streamers, every streamer I've met is really just interesting.
We have to be, otherwise you can't retain our viewers.
You know what I would more so believe is that you're fucking with me, and that you have a microwave, and you thought this
Ask
would be an
Vix.
entertaining shtick.
Call her. Ask her if I've had a microwave in the last 20 years. I swear on what's your Bible? The Torah?
The Quran.
No, it isn't. I've read the Quran. Fuck you.
Yeah, it is.
No, it isn't. There's no way it's the Quran.
What do you think it is?
I don't know. What? Hang on.
I don't know. Is this okay?
All right, listen, Devin.
It's the Torah. Fuck off.
I don't have your girlfriend's phone number to call her.
We already
Unless
went
that
over
was
so
a
your girlfriend's
trap.
kind of biased too, dude. Maybe
I'm
it's like
messaging you her phone number.
This is gonna be. I don't want to have her phone number.
I've given it
That's
to you.
for you to have.
It's the Torah, right? Or is the Torah the same as the Old Testament? I've read the Quran. That's definitely not your book. Believe me.
How do you know that?
It's not your book. Because I've read it.
They're not.
And nothing
they're
in
not
there speaks to the Hebrew religion, the Jewish religion, the Hebrew Bible,
religion.
the
Hebrew
Tonka,
Bible. The Tonka trucks.
the Tonica, pronounced Tonna, pronounced.
Are you high?
I wish, but no. Also called the Mikra or the Hebrew Bible is the canonical collection of Jewish texts, which is the textual source for the Christian Old Testament. Oh, so it is the Quran, because the Quran's the Old Testament as well. It's just that the second part of the Quran is a different book.
Yeah, that's like I said originally. Next time, don't question me, please.
I'm sorry, I failed.
As I said in the Quran, why don't you like microwaves?
I didn't say I didn't like them. I said I don't believe in them. Do you like the fine
Well, do you
spaghetti
not
monster?
believe that they? Do you not believe that they vibrate the water molecules inside of?
Do you like the fine spaghetti
material?
monster? You can think he's an alright guy, but you don't believe in him.
That's a non sequitur.
No,
my
it's
friend.
completely irrelevant.
You're not elaborating, which means to me that you know that this is a silly view that you hold.
I don't own a microwave.
That's fine not to own one, but I'm asking why. Do you think?
Because I don't believe in them.
Is it the science you don't believe in?
I don't believe in them.
Do you believe in magnets? Are magnets real?
I don't understand them.
You don't understand magnets?
I don't understand magnets. But I'm sure they're probably real.
I gotta tell you, Devin, I am extra glad that I chose you for these podcasts because they are gonna fucking write themselves. We will never run out of content.
Really?
I just gotta ask you, what?
Do you think I'm okay? Sometimes I don't think I'm okay.
I think you're unique, and that's good. You gotta be unique in these worlds. In this world, my dude. Wait, will you eat microwavable food? Of course you will. Oh, I caught you. How can you not believe in the microwave, but partake of the forbidden fruit?
I don't eat microwave food.
I bet you have, and you don't even know.
If I don't know, then it's okay. But if I know, then it's not okay.
What type?
Do you eat fast food or like at restaurants?
Never eat any fast food. I've never been to Carl's Jr.
Restaurants?
I've never been to Burger King, McDonald's. I've never been to Taco Bell. I've never drank a Coke or any kind of carbonated beverage. I'm not trolling, I swear to God. I've never had a carbonated beverage in my life.
Do you think you've ever come across food that's been microwaved?
It's possible.
So
is it
you're like
possible that
you're
you
like a
put it in
really
the microwave
shitty.
or not?
You're a shitty vegetarian.
No, I eat shitloads of meat, like 1.5 pounds of meat a day.
No, what I'm saying is you're a shitty vegetarian if a vegetarian was someone who wouldn't have microwavable food. You're like a vegetarian who just orders something on the menu with no idea, and if like meat comes out, they're like, oh, well, I don't know, it's fine.
Negative. I have an extremely specific nutrition plan.
So when you order food at a restaurant, you do go to restaurants, yes? You
Okay,
do. 'Cause
I've been known to.
You went to a restaurant with me and Destiny. You have no idea what was microwaved there.
I asked the guy beforehand.
No, you didn't. That's a bold-faced lie. How can you look at me through the camera
Even
and
if
tell
you ask, that
such a
doesn't necessarily
lie?
mean that the food wasn't microwaved.
What?
Even if you ask the guy, it doesn't necessarily mean that the food wasn't microwaved. He could have lied, right?
He could have lied, yeah. But I said it's okay if I eat microwave food and don't know about it, then I don't know.
All right,
about it.
we're getting off topic here.
Yeah.
Let's get on.
I think we're making some progress. A couple more hours, I think. I'll
Couple
switch
more
his stance on that.
hours.
No. I think he knows that he has something fucked up in his head.
I have nothing
and-
fucked up.
Well, you do because you
It's
won't
not-
discuss it.
It's not. I'm
forward.
discussing it like I'm having a perfectly intellectual discussion with you about this. But
No,
the
you're
meme,
not because
I
you won't.
totally
You
am.
won't
But
drill
the
in.
meme,
You won't drill down.
the meme that about me not having any carbonated beverage is 100% true. And I've never had. I went to Carl's Jr. once. I was with my dad, and we got those chicken nugget things. That was the only time I think I've ever been to Carl's Jr. And then other than that, I've never had fast food. I cook all of my food myself, and I have a really specific nutrition plan. I eat pretty much the same thing every day. And I have one meal a day, and I do intermittent fasting in a 22-hour period. 21 hours today.
I don't think we're making any progress here. I think we're gonna move on.
That's
I
your
feel like
prerogative.
There's some recipe somewhere out there that requires some carbonated beverage that he's consumed before, but might be a little bit of a stretch.
No, fasting feels great, dude. Intermittent fasting on a 21-hour window. I feel better than I ever have before. Is it not boring? Hell no. How often do you shit if you only eat in a 2-hour window? Often. Once a day.
You guys, you and Destiny both. You guys are like, oh, we're so fucking cool. We don't eat breakfast. Like, no fucking shit. Welcome to like everyone.
I don't
I only
just not eat breakfast, Harkdan. I don't eat anything for 21 hours. That's a special thing. A lot of people don't do that. Some people do like the 16-8 fast, and that's so I was doing 16-8. The unable tub.
Do you break this, or are you gonna be like annoying
unable
as fuck
table?
in Japan?
Unable table.
Oh,
I did it.
you're gonna be annoying. Are you gonna? Can you break this when you're traveling?
I just won't eat. I'm really easy. Like I'll just hang out with you guys and just not eat. And I'll have tea. There's tea everywhere in Japan, right?
Wait, what are the health benefits of doing these fasts? Or have you-
Harkdan streaming business with Devin. They're yelling at each other about burgers. Nice. What are the benefits of intermittent fasting? They're pretty immense. So I don't want to echo to you the benefits because I am not like a scientist on this, but my first show that I'm doing on my own called What We Know is going to be covering intermittent fasting. I can tell you who to look at. You should look at Dr. Peter Attia's research, ATTITA, and you should look at Dr. Rhonda Patrick, has some really interesting research on intermittent fasting. But there's all kinds of enormous implications for all-cause mortality and for all kinds of different various health benefits with intermittent fasting. But I would suggest that you try it, and you will feel a lot better by doing it, I think. Anecdotally, you can try it. So the other thing is, like, a lot of people's bodies respond very differently to things like this, right? So, like, you have to try it yourself to be able to get to be able to get kind of the full experience of it.
How are you gonna experience Japan if you can't eat except for 3 hours out of the day?
Is like Japan just like a giant eating place?
Yeah, it's like amazing food everywhere you turn.
I guess we'll just have to eat a lot in that period of time.
I can't fucking wait. It's gonna be like fucking Flintstones. All right, it's 7 p.m. Let's fucking roll out, squad. And you're getting the worst part is I blame you. Is you're fucking with Destiny doing all this shit. He's drinking fucking Soylent now. He's on all these weird schedules and shit. You're fucking with him. He trusts you too much, and you're putting your weird shit that works for you onto him, and you should know better.
Know what, buddy? He feels better universally than he did before, and he says that he feels like a god compared to when he did before. Maybe you, Dan, should listen to me more and try some of my memes.
No, I've already reached peak alpha performance.
Can you stand
I've
up?
tried
You're looking
everything.
a little bit... What was that Korean girl that she said? She was saying you were looking a little bit scary, I think was the word that she used.
Get the fuck out of here. I'm handsome as fuck, Devin. You want to go see who can get more fucking chicks' numbers. We're on vacation. I will fucking dominate you. I am the slayer of fucking phone numbers, my dude. Don't even start, all right? Don't start.
Okay.
That seems like you are dismissive, and you shouldn't be dismissive. I put a little bit of
Your argument
dye
completely
in this
swayed
beard.
me.
I will sway you. You'll see. You'll be fucking shocked.
I'm
and then
already
maybe
swayed.
You'll be eating fucking cheeseburgers and all the other shit that I do.
I can't even stand against the radiant image that you portray of yourself every 2 minutes that you talk to me.
I'm a handsome guy, and it's really only when you see me in person and you get the humor and that boyish good looks, but that masculine Wolverine rugged style all in one, that it really clicks for you all at once. I'll get you on the Dan diet, don't worry.
I think if you tried some exercise and a healthy, balanced diet, you might feel better also.
You know that I've been more jacked than probably everyone in this call at one point in my life, right?
Oh boy, you're making it real tough for me to hold back here, buddy.
Dude, I was a fucking god at one point in my life. I was like a fucking
Coast
Greek
Guard?
statue. Right after, yeah, like 3 months after that. Yeah, I was fucking jacked, dude.
You have a pick?
From 15 years ago? Not handy. It's not. I didn't have an iPhone back then.
So I want to think of like, oh, chat, if you want to help me a lot, start aggregating funny sounds. And then like I want to play them on the board like a radio guy. It's a soundboard.
Yeah, a soundboard basically.
Yeah.
That'd be really convenient to have. I gotta make, like, that would be, I think that'd be something you could fucking sell, like as a physical device or something as well, right?
I can help you. I'm going to write you a message that says soundboard, so I send you mine after the stream, okay?
Okay.
It's okay.
I mean, I don't know if you would actually need a physical device, though.
No,
Maybe
it's
you
all
could just do it
virtual.
with software, yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's
physical
really cool.
would be good, though. Have the effect, you just press the button and...
It works exactly how you're imagining it. I just don't have the
Interesting.
actual sounds.
There's someone's linking me Elgato custom controller. Let's check
No,
this
fuck
out.
that. I swear to God, I have like such an easy solution to this.
Oh, that looks so fucking cool!
This is a meme, dude. $140. This is something that Dan would buy, 100%. When you can literally solve this with a free program that you can Google in 2 seconds, Dan will buy this in an instant. It'll go right next to his fucking $8,000 fridge.
Fuck you, you're just jealous you don't have a fridge.
Because you won't buy me one, motherfucker.
Yeah, well, you don't. I'm not gonna buy. You don't believe in them.
I believe in fridges just fine. It's microwaves I don't believe in. Thanks, Lucky Guns. You're rocking, man. I keep telling him that he doesn't get rich writing checks, but he doesn't listen to me.
I don't understand the logic of that statement. Of me. Yeah, I don't know, my dude.
I
You
don't
can
know
only
either.
live life once, as far as I know.
Buy as many
That's all
$10,000
you-
fridges as possible, then.
Well, yeah, live the luxurious life that you want to live. I mean, I'm not saying live super fucking opulent or anything along those lines, but like, I think you could certainly make the argument that you shouldn't work all day unless you really enjoy it. Do what you enjoy the most, right? What's that you were saying the expression, like, time spent having wasted, time whatever isn't wasted, time spent having fun isn't wasted, time wasted having fun isn't, I don't know.
I have been known to say things like that.
How big of a streamer do you think I need to be concurrent-wise to get one for free?
One what?
I'm actually a good variety streamer, in meaning that I will press buttons at the right time to do that shit. So maybe I would be perfect with the buttons to have it right here.
I think you
Be
could probably do it now.
Well, the problem is I'm too slow. I'm like fucking going to YouTube, Googling for the effects I need and shit like that.
No, dude, just download my program. Hold on.
I ain't downloading your virus, dude. I'm scared.
Of what?
I don't know what you're gonna do.
I'm sending you a program. Hold up. when you're big, you need to remember me, okay?
You're, as far as I'm checking by my numbers, is I'm not growing that much.
Well,
I
that's
had
better
more-
than me.
I had
I don't
more-
grow at all.
I'm less than I was yesterday. So how about that? We're only at 182. So
You've been streaming for a week, my man.
like 2 weeks. 2 weeks to be fair.
I have imposter syndrome. Do you know what that is?
Yes.
Yeah, I have that really bad. Imposter syndrome is when you like don't believe that you're good enough to like do something. I constantly think about that in relevance to streaming.
How come?
I don't know. I
You
just
seem-
don't feel like I'm good enough to do content.
For streaming or for just for imposter system syndrome usually isn't just for one thing. It's for a lot of different things.
Yeah, I guess I had it too for like being a CEO but okay, so here's the thing. Like when I first started doing businesses, I felt like I was like the best at everything. But the way that esports works is super neurotic, and you basically just get, it's like super win or lose, right? And it's really easy to define how you win or lose. It's not like, oh, we didn't meet our revenue for the quarter. It's like, you're fucked. Your team is 0-7. Everybody's leaving. Your players are going nuclear. Everybody's coming into your office and blowing you up. Like, and I'm like, man, I'm the shittiest CEO known to man. And like, I was like thinking about that. And then that just like sort of came over to my content. So like in my like my heart, I feel like I'm not good enough to do Twitch.
Well, I mean, you had 3,000 before. Why can't you get back to that level again?
I don't know. I don't even like believe that it doesn't like register in my mind as like being real.
Were you always at like 3,000 before?
For a period of time, but no. Like most of the time, like 400 or 500.
Where is the real breakthrough point as far as concurrent viewers? Like once you hit a certain point, you really start fucking flying. If you're gonna grow at all.
It doesn't matter necessarily. Like for some people, they'll hit like 400 or 500. They'll just stay there forever. For some people, they'll hit. So I'm convinced that 1, 2. So oh man, I have like Sluglisk and I are, or I should say, and I. Sluglisk is doing all the work, and he's aggregating streams to figure out how new viewers find streams. But my suspicion is that 1 to 1,000 concurrent viewer streams are almost always a result of bad strategy, and that pretty much anyone, even if your total ass is streaming, can maintain 1,000 concurrent viewers with good strategy. Beyond that, I think it requires like some kind of angle.
So how do you grow past 1,000 then?
I think you need to work on yourself. So for me, like I had to like realize that I wasn't very good at video games, and I'm never going to be. So I have to either be like basically so informative and provide so much value to like the people that are in my stream that they'll stay and they'll follow, or I have to like actually legitimately be like entertaining and funny, and that's why I'm going that route. And so I'm doing some crazy serious stuff, like hiring a comedy coach and like going through all that stuff because I'm really serious about this.
You know, one thing that bothered me about you in the past, since we're putting all the cards on the table,
What?
is
Wait, whoa. Putting cards on the table. I've explained all my vulnerabilities, and now you're going on them more.
Well, I'm just trying to say one thing I think you should change is you're talking about yourself.
Okay.
I think you should remove the whole on your Twitter thing where you say you're a success coach or whatever it is.
I did
That's
already.
So,
It's
that's
really
so
stupid.
Scammy.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
Scammy.
Super dumb. Fuck that.
Yeah, because like, dude,
I changed
I've
it
never
because I
met
realized
anyone
how
like
stupid that was.
You know
AKA
what I mean?
Mylixia,
It's-
professional speaker, entertainer, and entrepreneur, interested in marketing,
Yes.
brand building, and living to inspire breakthroughs in others. That's what I changed
Good.
it to.
That's out there. That must have been recent, and I'm happy that you did that. Because, dude, you know and I know. Tell me one cool person you've met that like puts that shit like that.
No,
out
they're all
front.
super douchebags. Myself included when
Exactly.
I wrote that.
So I have. Hold on. So I
thought
bought
your,
into.
by the way, I thought your criticism of me was going to be like soul fucking crushing. Like the success coach thing on the Twitter thing was like the lowest meme. I thought you were going to say something like, I really hate how you enunciate your S's, and I like never want you to do that again. And then I was just going to cry and end the phone call.
No, but hold on. I have some cool business cards from my past. I've saved a bunch of my business cards for a long time, so I can take you through. I have a metal business card.
Metal like like really cool, or metal like
No, like
a physical
look, it's
metal? Of course you have a medical business card, dude.
a medical
Metal, I don't know. It's like 1 a.m. whatever, and I'm playing Realm Royale, okay?
playing a video game while you're talking to me?
No.
Anyways, yeah, I had a metal business card, and Harkdan is a tool confirmed.
Ban that guy. Is that like a
No.
throwing star, like for like a weapon in case you get attacked?
No,
Or
but
if,
you can
or if
use
you
it
get
as a
shot,
knife.
the bullet lands right against your business card and saves you?
It's too thin for that. But you could use it as a knife to like cut carrots or something if you're in a pinch.
That's pretty legit.
But that's like that business card's 10 years old. I haven't had it. They're like they were back then like $5 each. They're expensive, dude. Business cards are less and less important now as they were. But some of them are pretty cool. They have plastic ones now. Shit's changed a lot.
The last time I used one was CLG. Like, I had a really nice business card actually, and then I had this like really double thick one that was said like CEO on it and was like pretty badass. And then I had someone or I guess I forgot where I got those designed, and some dude made me another one which I hated for the rest of the time, and that was my story.
Oh. I don't think I would. By the way, I don't think I would have any criticism of you that would be so aggressive that would be soul crushing, especially not like that you enunciate your S in a weird way. Why would you care about that?
I don't know. I think you just need to get to know me, and then you'll find something. In Japan, when we lived together for 2 straight weeks.
Well, we have to decide if we're going to do an Airbnb or a hotel.
You'll find out I don't believe in showers or something, and then you'll be like, oh shit, I can't deal with this guy.
Yeah, and you'll give me zero fucking context as to why. I'd be like, why don't you believe in showers? You're like, and you know what your answer will be? Do you believe in the flying spaghetti monster?
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay. Yeah, totally similar, fair response.
Yeah.
The dates are going to be sometime in September. We have to find when me and Devin can go first class. At least one way go there first class. I'll fucking, if I have to fucking go back coach class, I'll fucking do it. I really don't want to though. The punishment for smoking marijuana in Japan is death.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, they're really serious about it.
There's no way I believe that.
What do you mean?
It just sounds so absurd. Like half of my friends would be dead.
Well, no, that's only if you get caught.
There's no way it's death, my dude. Can you Google that and make sure for me?
I've been there. I know for a fact it's true.
No,
Look at my chat. Someone just said it's true.
Just because you've been there means that you're the expert on Japanese drug laws.
Yeah, and I googled it before, and it's there's a warning on the Department of Travel website. Like if you go there and you smoke pot, if you get caught,
you'll die.
They can charge you with the death penalty. No, they don't always do it, but they can. They can kill you if they want to.
Well, they can always kill you if you want to.
No, I mean it's on the law. They can execute you if you get caught with marijuana.
That's really troll.
Really troll?
Yeah.
Alright, well, you saw through my ruse. Good job. So, who's going to be our first guest on the real podcast?
Video game attorney.
Oh, that would be... Sure.
No, I mean,
think you can get
he'll be
him?
one of them. Oh, 100% I can get him. Yeah.
I have a bunch of legal stuff I can have him give bad answers to.
I think there's a lot of really good, really good stuff for him to contribute. And he's also a really good guy and very smart, too.
We'll see about that. We can talk about ad blocking, of which I know everything. We can talk about the Twitch stuff, of which I know everything. We can talk about all the things that I'm an expert at, and he will give his thoughts.
You do seem like an expert in a great many things, Dan.
I am. That's what fucking being on the computer for 15 years straight, never leaving, not even to use the bathroom, gets you.
Yeah. Well, there's Video Game Attorney, there's Hotshot. I want to bring on a dude named Weldon. You know who that is?
No.
Weldon is an eSports performance coach who's extremely intelligent about issues of peak performance in players, and also has a lot of personal development knowledge and knows a lot about studies and stuff.
A coach?
Yep. Coach TSM, CLG, C9.
What do you mean when you're a coach? What does a coach do for an esports team?
Is that a serious question?
Hold on. Let me think for a second. I actually have to think if it's a serious question.
How did I get that mount? I bought him for $15. You're gonna see it when you do my finances. I got other things for $15 too. I also have a specific chicken skin.
Okay, maybe a coach for esports team exists, but it would seem like it would be ridiculous.
Did you use your personal card? I don't think so. I think I used another card. I think I used the business card. I think I did it right. Wait, are you serious? You don't understand why I have...
A coach, someone said a coach makes them practice.
Yes. But there are other things a coach does.
Like get them towels?
Yeah, like get them out of bed and stuff.
So it's like a fucking caretaker, not a coach.
No, that's the caretaker. That's the second guy. There's another guy that's the assistant coach, does all that stuff. I'm gonna give you a serious answer in a second, but this guy's attacking me. Hang on.
Alright, I'm gonna get some carrots. 1 second myself.
I can't even see him, dude. I don't even know where this guy is. Do you know where he is? Oh, there he is. Oh, he's an engineer, dude. This is so OP. I hate these guys. Whoa! It's freaking ridiculous, dude.
I'm back.
Okay, hold up.
Someone said an analyst provides the strategy.
It really depends on the team.
That was a joke because I said analyst instead of analyst, but okay.
Coaches actually provide a lot of value.
The fog sets in.
Okay. How much? What's the biggest esports team right now? TSM?
Yeah, by far.
How much do you think that team is worth?
$80 to $100 million. Maybe a little bit more. Probably more now. Maybe like 120 to 150. It's still not that much compared to like tech startups, right? Like you can get like shit. What was that scooter company that just got like a $2 million valuation? I mean, I'd say we're still behind them. But real talk, yeah, a coach for an esports team actually does a lot of really good stuff. In the case of CLG, so Tony, the head coach, is the sort of like, he's like the guy that brings it all together for the LCS team and does a lot of the analysis of gameplay, but also sort of keeps the players in line. There's a lot of like dramatic and emotional issues that can come up when you're practicing 10 hours a day that don't show up in real sports. There's a lot of like implications to having a coach. I think that to have a good esports team, you absolutely need to have a coach.
Is there any players who are just so good at a game that they don't need to practice 8 to 10 hours a day?
No, there's nobody. Even Faker practices like 10 to 12 hours a day. Because that's how fast the game's meta is moving forward. Do you love to create events or play or manage teams? Neither of them. I love to create events, but not esports events. I like to create things for people and make things. A coach is actually so freaking important.
Did Destiny ever have a coach?
No, back in the day, like, and also with StarCraft, individuals is different, but these days StarCraft people do have coaches. But it's a little bit different. Like StarCraft is a game where you learn from analyzing your game. A lot of the way that you learn in StarCraft to be a better player is you analyze previous gameplay that you've done and you try to fix those mistakes as well as hone your like strategy and work on like individual aspects like your micro and your macro, right? Whereas if like League of Legends, a lot of it is your in-game decision making in real time and how you sort of project yourself like forward in that way. So a person like a coach who can like control your like emotional and your like sort of and your sort of decision making process is like a lot better to have than it would be in a game like StarCraft.
What game are you the best at?
I'm bad at every game.
There's nothing you're good at?
Nope.
You ever played like Counter-Strike or anything?
I've never played Counter-Strike.
Do you not like fighting games?
I like fighting games, just not good at them. Do we consider Just Dance to be the video game chat?
No.
All right, then I'm bad at every video game. Aren't you good at PoE? Yeah, I'm a god at Path of Exile, actually, because of I got trained. I got put in the hyperbolic time chamber by a guy named Rolodex, who's like, he was the head of a team called Streamer Advantage, and they won 2 leagues in a row. But Destiny wouldn't play with me because he wanted to learn the game himself. Feels bad, man.
Didn't he play with Mr. Mooten, though?
Yeah.
Wow, how do you fucking wrap your head around that? So savage, dude. That's what he is. Just shits on you, you know?
Mooten didn't...
Like, you know the worst thing? He said he was going to play Rust, and then I see him talking to Ray C, and he knows I play Rust. He
Who's
went
Ray
straight
C?
for my heart. Some fuck. I don't know.
Some fuck.
No, he's a Rust player.
Well, then he told you that he's going to play Rust, and he's keeping true to that.
Just broke my heart a little bit, that's all.
Like, he said, I'm going to play Rust. He didn't say, I'm going to play Rust with Dan.
Yeah, I know, I got that. Thank you for fucking bringing that home for me, Devin. What, are you trying to make me cry?
Really? The Destiny won't play Rust with you? I'm sure he will, by the way. I don't think, like...
Can you ask him for me, please?
What? Just message him.
That was a joke. You think it's dangerous to eat nothing but carrots?
Dangerous in what way?
Will I get sick?
Depends on how many carrots you eat. Every medicine is also a poison. It's difference is dosage, right?
So, alright, let's get some big thoughts out of the way now that we've done fucking around. Alright, what's on the agenda, Devin? How are you going to be productive? You don't got shit going on. How do you start getting something on besides these podcasts? What's the next step? What's the business move that we're making?
What are you talking about?
We're starting a business, aren't we?
Which business?
Are you playing coy with me?
No.
I thought the idea was to do some sort of Twitch discovery marketing system, no?
Yeah, but we can't make any money off it. I don't know how to make money off it. That's like the big thing I can't figure out. I do think we should do something for small streamers, but I don't know really how to like fashion it yet.
What about a manager for smaller streamers?
A manager? In what sense?
I don't know, like a rent-a-manager on demand. Like, we work with streamers who are 250 to 1,000 viewers, and then get them ad deals and shit. Take 20%. Run them under our network, kind of like you did for CLG.
That could work, but how would we make money then?
Get 20% of all the ad deals.
So we'd have to sell the deals and then we'd package them to smaller streamers?
Yep.
It could work.
Yeah, and you'd say you get
Then
better
why not do a
engagement than
site
you
that
get-
like is a platform for it like I originally suggested?
Well, yeah, why don't we do that then?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Why are you saying we wouldn't make money, though?
I think it would take a lot of deals to make sense.
Do you have any experience getting deals like that? Have you ever done the sales side like that?
No experience at all. It's not like I did that for years and years.
Well, no, I'm asking how much of what you did there was being CEO versus being executive sales. A very different job.
Like
Fair
legit
of me
all of
to
it.
ask. Tell me about the ad deals that you would land for CLG. How much would they be for?
Fuck
what
off.
would
I
the
can't
type
tell you that
first-
kind of stuff.
And
Even
just
now.
give me an example one. An example one. You don't say the company. Just make a fake company. Say like, oh, like Microsoft sponsored us. They gave us $100,000, and the terms of that were this. You know what I'm saying? Just give a fake deal so I know how much we're talking about and for what type of exposure they got and what they wanted.
Why do you want to know this?
Because I'm trying to determine the amount of value that we can get out of smaller streamers as a whole. Like, what's the gold standard, and then I can work my way down from there.
I'm trying to understand your objective.
I thought I was clear with the objective. The objective is what the deals that you landed in the past for CLG would be the gold standard. That's the most amount of money that we could reasonably expect to get. So if you landed a $100,000 deal from Megacorp, and Megacorp wanted you to put banners on all of the streamers' videos and have them talk about it for 15 minutes a day for 3 weeks, that's a good data point for me to have to say, okay, so we could potentially land something like that for the smaller streamers for half the price or something.
Like the question you're asking doesn't make any sense because it's like dependent on the number of like unique viewers that we have, like the service that we're offering, depends on what the company's goals are. Like you've done sales before, right? You told me you were the sales guy that goes into the like place and you sell people phone stuff.
Yeah, but there's two very different metrics there. And even at the end of that, that comes down to CPMs and things like that. But there's also billboard advertising. I'm trying to determine how much that is worth.
Okay. Well, the answer is it depends. Okay, that's the serious answer. The answer is it depends on what your I just don't. The reason like I'm having a problem with this is because I don't do business this way. Here's how I do business, okay? If I'm going to sell something to someone, like a package, I will not have something like a rate card available to them. First of all, I'll be like, what do you want? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish? What do you want out of your brand? What do you want your brand to speak to? Why does this matter to you? What are you trying to do? I'm going to ask a million questions, and I'm going to be like, okay, that sounds really good. I think I have an understanding of what you want. Is it this? And then they come back and they're like, yeah, that's what we want. That's what we're looking for. And I go, okay, I'm going to write a rate card, and I'm going to write a portfolio based on what you're looking for. Then I'll design like a 5 to 7 point PowerPoint, and I'll ship it back to them, and I'll say, here it is. I don't like, there's no, like, you're asking for like rate cards. You're asking for like standard rates. This is fucking esports and video games. Are you serious? Like, there's nothing like that here.
So it's totally like what? Like out in the Wild West? And as
of
far
course,
as what you can
yeah.
get
Which is what
based on the deal?
advertising and marketing is already, by the way, unless you're working with like TV or something, like some fucking 1910 shit. Like, yeah, like you're trying to identify what your client, in this case the sponsor, wants, and then you're going to try to build a package that is that fits that as close as possible with the influencers and resources that you have available. In my opinion, I don't think you should sell somebody something that people don't want, but that's my opinion on how to do sales, right? So like, I would have like maybe templates or rubrics that I might go off of in CLG, and I would have a lot of marketing resources and stuff like that I would be able to provide them, but I would never have anything specific like a rate card, like, oh, we always charge this for this, we always charge this for this, because it's really possible that I might be able to provide my client more value while simultaneously maximizing my own value through a unique thing that they would want more. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. So there's just too much to like say there. I would approach every one of our deals individually, and it would depend on who our influencers are and like what kinds of points we could leverage there.
Okay. Interesting. Good stuff.
Got him, boys.
Oh. What time is it there? It's 1:45, right?
147.
When are you, what time do you usually go to sleep?
3 or 4. And usually before that, I like read and stuff. I'm not even supposed to be here today. I only came on to talk to you.
Wait, where were you supposed to be instead?
I don't stream on Sundays usually. I stream Monday to Friday mostly. So I'll be streaming tomorrow after I go paddleboarding. And I think I'm going to do a dance stream first, and then I'm going to do a paddleboard.
I thought you were supposed to be paddleboarding today.
No, today I was hanging out with a friend, and we went to barbecue and stuff.
Wait, you went and ate food that wasn't prepared by yourself?
Mm-hmm. Barbecue.
What type of barbecue did you have?
I had pulled pork, a third of a pound, half rack of ribs, a third of a pound of tri-tip, a half pound of chicken breast, and then I came home and I had a nectarine and some grapes and a whole bag of non-GMO pita chips, and then I feel like there was something else in there. Why would a streamer go with you instead of individually searching for it? Well, because you can't assume that broadcasters have a advanced business knowledge to be able to negotiate those deals. So for most broadcasters, right, they're just interested in playing video games. And also, I'll give you a better answer though too. The big reason is actually because even if a broadcaster has knowledge of how to do those things, in my opinion, a broadcaster should be focusing all of their time on building their brand as much as possible and getting viewers to discover them as much as possible. So let's put an arbitrary number on it and say that if you are going to approach sponsors, it's going to take 30% of your time, okay? Or even 10% of your time. Let's go with a really good number. Choked on a grape. Okay, round two. All right, that's 10% of the time you could be getting new viewers, producing content, and doing more stuff, yeah? So my point is you could hire somebody to do that stuff, and then you could spend that 10% trying to get viewers, stuff like that.
Let's talk about Twitch stuff. So,
oh shit.
As far as your channel goes, what are your immediate goals? What are the concurrents you're trying to get to? How are you going to get there? All that jazz.
My goal is to get to 1,000 concurrents somehow.
What's your plan on basically making that happen?
I have a pretty specific plan. I can link you.
Yeah, all right. Can I copy it?
No. Yeah. Well, once I link it, you can copy it.
Oh, I mean, can I copy your plan? I want to hit 1,000 concurrents also.
You don't have to do the stuff that I have to do it.
I think I will, but that's okay. I admire your optimism that you think I'm going to be such a successful growth streamer, but I think that you're very wrong.
Okay, well, who's the people going to believe? The guy that built dozens of brands on Twitch TV and knows this, or the dude that's I think you're wrong by Dan Saltman? Does this plan involve dancing in sweatpants? Hell yeah. You better fucking believe it.
Even if you pull my audience, I mean, a lot of them are probably here watching me because it's fucking no one else is on that they know. Most of them are Destiny GG people. But if you ask them, right now, if Destiny came on, I would lose probably 90% of the people that are watching me, for sure.
Don't think so.
I'll put a poll in chat.
Fuck your polls. Just do it tomorrow.
How should I do this? What should the poll question be?
I'm going back to IRL, dude.
To IRL?
Yeah. I was in Realm Royale, but we're going back to IRL.
Yeah, I'd probably lose 90%.
If you broadcast consistently on a schedule, you have the opportunity to get 1,000 concurrents without doing much more than what you're doing now.
Yeah, but I don't think I can do it at this time slot, and I can't really do it during the day because unfortunately so much of my initial inertia comes from people who know me from Destiny's community that if I try to do it in the day, Destiny will be streaming, those people won't be here, so I'll be stuck at the probably 40 to 50 viewers, if not more.
I just think you should test that use case before you sound like you're so sure.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so our results. We got about 64% of my audience would leave if Destiny started streaming right now.
Well, that's 30% less than you thought.
Sure, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, I think you guys would still watch Destiny even if he was playing League, though, right? Do you hate League that much? My voice and my personality is my biggest asset. I think you guys seriously. Well, actually, this is a decent question, I think, right? People know me from Destiny, but why do they give a fuck? Why wouldn't you go watch like Crip or someone else who's a professional streamer? Why do you give a fuck about me? What?
You drive me crazy, Dan.
What? Did I do something wrong?
You can do no wrong.
Oh, they want the Rust content? Well, I don't know. I mean, I'll keep going, but the thing is,
Do you want me to give you a serious answer?
I don't even know. Sure, yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. So on Twitch TV, every single person, right, is a fit for some people and not a fit for other people, right? And so so what I think is like there's like sort of glass ceilings. This is a belief, so I don't know this for sure. What I mean by that is like I think there's a maximum cap that a certain personality can achieve on Twitch, right? So some people are never going to get above 100 viewers. Some people are never going to get above 500 viewers. And then like some people, the sky's the limit, but they're going to get to like, you know, the current one is Ninja, who's like at 150K or 120K concurrence. But I think in theory, like someone with the right personality and skills can supersede Ninja too. They just haven't been discovered yet. What?
Real talk for you.
Yeah.
Do you think I could hit 1,000 concurrents?
I really do. Yeah. I'm not trolling at all.
Okay, so what do you think the upward limit of how many viewers I could get would be?
I don't know.
Bullshit me either.
I don't know. I don't think you can ever be a 20,000 viewer streamer or something. My guess would be you're somewhere between 1 and 3K concurrence, which is more than full-time income for sure. And gives you a huge platform to do whatever you want with.
But I would have to be playing games though all the time, right?
No, I think you could do that through good discussion. And I think you could do it through what you're doing now. I don't think you'd have to modify your brand a whole lot from where you're at to be able to do that. If it sounds like I'm paying you a massive compliment, it's because I am. I don't think that 98% of Twitch streamers can do this. I don't think that I can do this. So I'm like really serious when I'm not memeing or like being not serious when I'm saying this. I'm completely serious.
All right, fair enough.
And to answer your question as to like why would people want to watch you over Crip, well, you provide a different USP.
Yeah, maybe. The thing that struggles the most is so much of what I usually do is consume entertainment, and I'm here
Story of my fucking life, yeah.
having to create it.
You gotta.
and I'm much worse at creating.
You have to cut that out. So like, I really believe if you want to be serious about being a content creator, I have this written on my goals board. You have to like completely stop consuming other people's content, totally, because the only thing that viewers care about is your original experience. Like, they're not going to give a shit if you're trying to be like Destiny or if you're trying to be like Crip or whatever. I'm not saying you are, right? But I'm saying like your original experience and what you bring to the table is what is going to be your unique selling point.
There's also like successful people on Twitch, isn't there? Like, there must be other people who have like done really well in business that use Twitch every day, no?
There's people that have done really well in business through streaming, but there's not many people that have done it like you and I have, where like we've run a business, become successful, and then gone on Twitch. Because why would you? You just keep running businesses. The ROI of doing like a business is like way higher than running a stream.
Really?
Right? I mean, like, think about it. We could sell a company for several $1 million, or we could fucking pander for $5 an hour and buy half a hamburger with the donations that we might get. I think it's like a pretty straightforward thing.
How much money can you make off 1,000 concurrent viewers?
If you're monetizing it correctly, I think you can make way upwards of 100K a year or more. Probably like 100 to 150.
So it's basically like $100,000. So it's like
I think I'm at a low estimate.
So yeah, if 1,000 viewers makes you $100,000 a year, then 100 viewers makes you $10,000. 10 viewers
No. It doesn't work
$1,000.
like that, because it definitely doesn't work like that, because you can't put a value. So 1,000 viewers would have to bring you $100 of value per viewer per year, right? So every viewer would have to contribute 1,000 concurrents would have to contribute $100 each to get to $100,000. But that's not how Twitch actually works, right? Because those 1,000 concurrents are not always the same people; they're different people. So you don't actually have 1,000 viewers total. You have 1,000 concurrents, which means you have countless more. Actual number of viewers, okay? And so you're monetizing through things like merch sales, you're monetizing through things like affiliate stuff, through like minor sponsorships and things like that. So the number is probably like 100 to 150K. You can't think about it as value per viewer because that's disingenuous.
Interesting. Okay. So if you hit 2,000, what do you think? How much do you make off 2,000 concurrents?
You're doing the same thing you did with that pissed me off with the sponsorship question. These are really subjective things, right? How engaged is your community? Are you a streamer that never chats to your actually, I think you're 5D chessing me. I think you know the answers to these questions and you're asking me to make interesting content. If that's the case.
Well, no, I mean,
like
you
the
know
boss.
my content, right? You watch
Yeah.
me, so you can get an idea. I mean,
Dude,
you know
Dan
how
is
I
like Dan's
interact.
legit, dude. He's 5D'ing us all, man. He actually knows all this, and we're just explaining it for the chat. Okay, so it's not an exponential curve, right? Necessarily, it's dependent on like how much do you interact with your viewers, right? So like, I'll give you an example. When I was broadcasting in 2013, there was a period of time where I had the highest sub to viewer ratio on Twitch. I had 900 subs and I had 150 concurrents. How can that be, right? It's because I was extremely engaged with my chat, and I really, really give a shit about what my chat is doing. And every viewer in my channel, I remember and I talk to, like, and I know personal things about them for the most part. I used to keep a thank you list. Like when people would send me, I actually still do this. When people send me like really nice messages, I would keep a thank you list like in my folder. Like I really actually care about these people. So my sub to and donation ratio was extremely high. For another person who may get those concurrents because they're good at a video game like Fortnite or something, they would not necessarily have that same level of engagement. Their donations and subscribers might be much lower, right? It's completely dependent on how you run your community.
Interesting. How much do you think Ninja makes?
I know how much Ninja makes. I mean,
Okay,
I have the exact numbers.
Well, what's the ballpark then?
What would you guess?
Well, you know, fuck Ninja. How much does Crip make?
What would you guess?
For Crip?
Yeah.
He doesn't do donations is the only problem. I mean, I guess he kind of does. I would say $1 million a year?
You should keep going up.
$2 million a year?
A little bit more.
$3 million a year.
If you're in the 3 to 5 range, you're pretty close. Yeah.
What is the majority of that from? Subs?
No, subscriber income probably makes up a third of it or so. We can do the math, right? So if you look at here.
You can tell how many subscribers Crip has?
Yeah, hold on.
Crip has donations. It's just they don't go on stream. He reads them to you. It says he has 2,000 total subs. That's it? That can't be right, can it?
Yeah, I think it might be. And the reason I think it might be is because he does nothing to incentivize them, really, right?
That's fucking nothing. 2,000?
But
So you're saying this guy only makes $5,000 a month off
I
of
don't
subs?
think that's right. I don't think it includes Twitch Prime subs or anything. There's something wrong with that number.
Oh, this one says... No. Oh, wait. This is views. Yeah, only 2,000 subs.
I'm trying to find the API, but it's going to take me a while.
It says Ninja has 100,000 subs.
I'm pretty sure that on Ninja's stream, it just tells... He just has it, like, there, right?
I mean, he couldn't have only 2K, because he has, like, he breaks over 20K when he's streaming
Let me look.
for concurrent viewers.
So Ninja, as of today, had 136,702 subs. probably more at the end of his 11-hour stream. Hold on. Yeah, 135,953.
I think this site is fucked. Someone said Recful only has 260 is what it says.
Thanks, Cody. Let's go, my man. How much money did Amazon Prime add percentage-wise? Like, to major streamers, King Red Bad? Like, it was, like, one of the most significant things that ever happened to us. Yeah, it always kind of pains me a little bit. I get why it happens, but the whole thing about how, like, you're donating to someone like Dr. Disrespect, and it's like, hey man, I've like seen donation messages like, hey man, don't have much, but wanted to give you this. You know, just like really supporting your stream and stuff. Like, I get it, but damn, dude, like you're giving money to a dude that's making millions and millions of dollars. You can't even put food on your table. That really always frustrates me. But the truth is, like, this is such a weird subject because if you're good at creating content and you're entertaining, like you should get rewarded on that kind of level.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't have any qualms about it because I lose
Yeah.
money doing this, and I give it to Mr. Mootin and other people like that so they can have fun on the trip and other shit like that. So I'm fine. But I mean, it's going to probably come to a point in the future where, I mean, at least if I grow, and I might not, and then if I, and I also might stop. It's totally possible that like tomorrow I could be like, you know what, fuck this shit. I got too much stuff to do. It's fucking my sleep schedule, and I'll just stop streaming, and that'll be the end.
Yeah.
That's possible as well. But if I did get big, then I would start making money, and I'd feel weird about that. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I always think like the people on Twitter that are like support small streamers, like give them give them money, like give them subs. Like, well, if their content sucks, don't support someone you don't like. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think that people should be encouraged to like not. Nobody is entitled to like do well on Twitch. Like Twitch is like a dog eat dog world. Like you got to produce the best stuff, and that's got to really. I think like not enough broadcasters like take the time to like really improve themselves and try to become the best version of themselves.
I don't think there's enough people on Twitch that give a shit about business stuff for me to be successful doing that stuff, though. I think I'd have to do the type of bullshit I did last night. And it's like, I can't do that every day.
I don't think your demo comes from Twitch, ideally. I think if you're going to appeal to the Twitch demographic, you're going to have to be like a meme lord. But most of the successful streamers bring their viewers in from other places, I think. Most of the new successful streamers, excuse me. If you haven't been on the platform for like 9 years and your discovery isn't already like the initial Twitch base, you got to bring in your people from other places anyway.
You know what I could do? So I don't know if I would do this, but like I could put my embed on like some shitty websites I have that have like 1 million visitors a day.
That's legit.
I could have my video auto-playing to 1 million people a day. Would that be the most retarded thing ever to do, though?
So a certain eSports team that I am not going to mention, it was not CLG, okay? I promise it was not CLG, but a certain eSports team that I once did some work for did that and embedded a tiny pixel embed on a website that had like 40,000 people a day going to it. And it was weird. It translated into like 800 to 1,000 concurrence. But it worked. And
How did it work? Wait, how did it work? At getting new viewers, or just at like boosting like a view?
Yeah,
view
it was
bot
essentially
essentially
legal view botting, and then like you sat there and that was that. I mean, yeah, I'm not sure how to describe it. Like you basically just like the channel.
But did you get any real viewers from that, or
yeah,
no?
because of this. So this is the same like concept as like buying followers on like a social media platform, right? Like the reason why you do it in theory is because you're hoping to get organic discovery by already being by pretending that you have the previous discovery. So like if you have 100 followers on Instagram like I do, right? Nobody's going to follow your Instagram. But if you have 10,000, then someone's going to be like, oh, this guy's like a little bit more legit. I might follow him. And so it's like that kind of ideal. Plus, if you have that kind of discovery, then Twitch is going to boost you in their discovery too. So the idea is like you get more viewers that way, right?
Yeah. I should try it. Fuck, I just don't want to get my shit banned before I even go anywhere. Though.
As far as I know, it's not illegal to do it. But you should check.
Well, I mean, what are you gonna say? Like, you put your embed on a website you own? Can they really give you shit about that? I mean, maybe they could.
Yeah. Who's Shadman?
Who's what?
They're saying Shadman. Some guy named Shadman has the second most views on Twitch. Shadman Twitch? Whoa, what the fuck are you guys linking me? Holy shit. What is this guy doing?
Wait, what happened?
It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain. This guy has 442 million views on Twitch, and it's all because he has like a website that he pulls people through. You guys are into some weird shit. This is like utterly bizarre, dude.
What are you thinking about?
Well, I don't know, man. Secret memes, I guess.
Someone in my chat, utterly bizarre, says the guy who doesn't believe in microwaves.
Whatever I just saw, I don't believe in that either. I think I just saw the universe or something.
What are you talking about?
Ironicus is my man. How are you doing, dude?
Mylixia, pretty sure muted streams don't count as a view to counteract embedded streams.
Oh, interesting. Maybe. Oh, yeah, I think that is true. Or I think what happens is as soon as you click away from a website and you have it muted, I think that it disconnects you from the stream. I think that's right.
All right, it's 5 in the morning. I think I'm gonna call it quits.
Sounds good.
Maybe we'll talk tomorrow.
Yep, let's do it. I'll be back. I'll be on earlier. So just like usually weekends, I'm kind of like taking it a little bit easier from streaming because I go really hard during the week. So I'll be on a little bit earlier after I come back from paddleboarding.
Okay, cool. All right, man.
All right, dude. Good talking to you, man. I'm glad we're doing this.
Later.
Later.